Tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, Dallas and Tampa should be full-on entertainment. The time has come to be alive, I tell you. It's so good to be alive. And tomorrow night, watching the Bucs step all over the Cowboys is going to be full-on entertainment. Friday comes to getting over that. We start making our predictions for Sunday's game against Don Burns' Lions. And just, it's a wonderful world again. See, I tell you, man, wow, it's too bad people just can't play football all year long. But you know what? Guys got to heal up. Can you imagine trying to keep a football team on the field for the entire year? Well, it'd be like, bloodshed would be out of control. But jumping on the thing today, Jimmy Garoppolo confirms. Remember the key words here. Jimmy Garoppolo confirms he is 49ers QB1. Kyle Shanahan. Look, people, don't ask me that question. How many times I got to listen? You should have been by now. You should know, Jimmy. Oh, Coach. Okay, we get it. Okay. So Jimmy went ahead and said, "Yeah, I guess, yeah." And Jalen Hurd is heading for the injured reserve. See, this is the thing that is probably going to be one of our main complaints all year long. I would imagine. But since July, Coach Shanahan has been saying there exists no quarterback competition for QB1 going on in Santa Clara. Not many took him seriously, of course, and kept saying, "I'm sick of Jimmy. I want Lance." And so, you know, I guess you got the fan base here, the media close to the fan base, and then Shanahan's way over here 3 counties away, right? And he's not having to do anything with anything that all he's doing is try to do what he thinks he ought to do, right? So I figured, I kind of saw that. I said, you know, if Shanahan really, I don't think he's the kind of guy that's going to say, well, I'm not going to protect Jimmy for his ass can go. I don't care. You know, if it was true, believe me, Shanahan would not be doing this unless he really felt that way. But during today's media conference, a seemingly frustrated coach fielded the question that has annoyed him for months in the same indignant fashion as usual by insinuating that he has made the answer clear the whole time. Jimmy G, meanwhile, went ahead and, as I mentioned, unofficially declared himself this Sunday's starter versus the Lions. It would be funny, though, he comes back in the locker room. Did I tell you to say that? No. You know, Jimmy, I'm the boss. Okay, I'll let everybody know when I want them to know anything more than what I tell them. Okay. So, but what Jimmy says seems to mesh with what Shannon's been saying. Tonight we'll go to the phones for your thoughts on today's pre-Lions game media conference and the QB1 decision. Also, the Jalen Hurd drama continues for the worse. Oh, God! And by the way, in yesterday's news, the Niners offered a couple of potential hints at their roster construction for Sunday's season opener in Detroit when they named trio of practice squad players to protect in Week 1. I got to stop getting so excited, starting to wear my neck out. Not only my throat, my neck. Travis Benjamin has been protected. Nate Sudfeld has been protected. D. Virgin, he's a cornerback that nobody's ever heard of, right? You ever heard of D. Virgin? Never heard of him. He has been protected, though. They were all covered by the Niners under the NFL's new rule allowing teams to up to 4 players from being signed away for that particular week. Teams playing Sunday are required to announce their protected players by yesterday, Tuesday. For the Niners, it's easy to see why they sheltered the 3 players that they did, especially given what we know right now. Speculations at the moment is that Benjamin could wind up being their starting kick and punt returner while they're in Detroit. Rookie Elijah Mitchell is listed as the starting kick returner, and B. Ayuk is I got to come up with a song for Ayuk. Ayuk is a punt returner atop the unofficial depth chart. The Niners may wind up leaning on Benjamin relatively heavily for special teams contributions in the opener. It's likely to become something of a regular move to protect Sudfeld down through the season. Because by the way, for this week, there's a real question about T. Lance's availability as he works his way back from a fracture on the index finger in his throwing hand. He was throwing today, though. Yeah, the footage looks good. He's throwing through, following through. He looked fine. He looked fine. So maybe he'll be suited up for sure. Coach Shanahan did at least acknowledge that during today's presser. He says, yeah. Because Monday, Trey wasn't working with footballs in practice, and Coach Shanahan listed him as limited today in practice. The Niners' plan may not be to risk further damage to T. Lance's finger, though, and use Sudfeld as a QB2 in the opener instead. If we do hear about that, it'll probably be about 15 minutes before the game starts. Boy, Kyle, you really have gotten crafty, haven't you? You don't want the Lions to prep for nobody with Jimmy and Sudfeld. You want to keep that sword of Damocles hanging over their head the entire time. Go ahead, prep for just Jimmy. Okay, I'll drop this right on your head. Also, secondary depth could be a real problem all year for the Niners. And vet Josh Norman is the only veteran reserve on their roster going into week one. He wasn't with a team all offseason and may not be in playing shape. And you can pretty much bet for sure he's not for this particular Sunday, right? So divergent services would then be needed as a reserve with NFL experience alongside rookies Ambry Thomas and Demo Lenoir. Fam, your feeling on this, fam, something I would love to hear from you on tonight so far. So, and as Big Show alerted me to yesterday, was hilarious. Dude looked like a man on death row. Coach Dan Campbell, Lions coach, dude looked like a man on death row during an interview Monday. I mean, he talked about the usual suspects. Everybody knows it sent chills around the NFL. Kittle and Bosa, of course, they scare everybody to death. But he really went on about Debo as well. Coach Dan Campbell, quote, he can do some things. This is about Debo, of course. He can do some things out of the backfield as a runner and a route runner. And I just think there's a ton of versatility with him because when you can use a guy like that as a shoot, man, he's like a punt returner, but on your offense. You get him in space. You can throw him in bubbles. He got hysterical. You can give him the fly sweeps. You can put him in the backfield. You can hand him the ball a little bit if you want to, but you can also let him run routes. I think it brings another dimension to your offense. And I know for me, that's what makes it hard from a defensive perspective watching him. There is so many different things you can do with him. And when he gets, Dan's not through, wait. And when he gets on the perimeter, he's into it and he's got his speed built up. He's dangerous. And I think that's what it is. It's his versatility. Unquote. Listen, Dan, you know what? No one coach should be so fearful of one player like that, Dan. Chill out, man. Relax. Have a margarita. Do something. My God. Stop crying, man. The Niners are currently listed, though, as a 7.5-point favorite against Detroit. So I guess Dan does have some reason to be concerned. You know, Kyle Shanahan's already taken this in, don't you? So he's going to go in the opposite direction. While Dan's out there doing everything he can to combat the monstrosity known as Debo Samuel. Watch Kyle go in another direction. Football's a mean, evil game. You know, it really is. He's a grown man crying on the side. And not meaning to water the mood down, fam, but Jalen Hurd's long-awaited NFL debut will likely have to wait at least another 3 weeks. Oh! Coach Shanahan said today that Hurd is a candidate to be placed on injured reserve due to a knee condition. Jalen has not been able to take part in practice since he played 27 snaps in the Niners exhibition finale on August 29th against the Raiders. This summer, he spent more time rehabbing that practice than practicing or playing due to what Shanahan described as tendonitis in his knee. That's a very encompassing term, tendonitis. I think I've had that before in a wrist. Can you have tendonitis in the wrist? Because Reggie Holmes, who's not a field goal kicker on my team, while I played at Hartnell. Hey, Ronbo, man, tee me up, man. So I can, what? What are you gonna do? I want to see if I can field goal kick. Reggie, man, you can't. Come on, man. I'll tee you up, man. Come on, let's go. Here comes Reggie. Reggie goes about 210, and the dude is all rock solid, right? I trusted, I don't know why, Reggie kicked my arm. Not the ball, my arm. Well, part of the ball, he got my arm. My hand, I remember, flew back uncontrollably to the dirt. And I got up. Jesus Christ, Reggie, what the? Oh, God, man. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't see. I was trying to get the ball. So when the doctor got x-rays, he said nothing wrong with it. Just wrap it up. It should be all right. But now, a month or two later, it did start to ache all of a sudden. So you got to watch out about tendonitis. So if he's going that through the knee, I can't imagine what that's like in the knee. But in his only preseason game, his rookie year, Hurd caught 4 passes for 25 yards and had 2 drops against the Raiders. Since his rookie, Hurd caught 4 passes for 25 yards and 2 drops against some silly Raiders. If he is indeed placed on injured reserve, he will not be eligible to play in at least the first 3 games of the season. The top candidate to fill Hurd's spot on the 49ers 53-man roster is going to be T. Benjamin, whom, as I mentioned, the Niners protected on their practice squad this week already. Receivers River Craycraft and Isaiah Zuber also are on the team's practice squad as well. So the 49ers have got a bunch of people that are capable of coming in. They may not play at the same high standard or level as some of the starters, but they can give you solid backup. As Stephen will tell you about River Craycraft, Coach Shanahan won't explicitly answer the questions surrounding the Niners, even if we can already deduce his hypothetical response. Still, it bears asking who's the team's starting quarterback will be for Week 1 against the Lions, and somebody did do it. It opened up the interview with that. In fact, after all, a quarterback position is of utmost importance to any team's chances. So Shannon isn't budging, though, and it sounds as if his attitude towards the question is now solely built on a principle. Kyle, just look, man. Ask me no more about my business. Don't get me the Godfather mode. Michael, did you have anything to do with her husband's death? Don't ask me about business, Kay. When once asked again, though, about the starter versus Lions, today Shanahan said, quote, "I'm not going to answer that because I feel like all of you guys have to do is look how I've all talked since July 27th. I think that was my opening day of press conference Wednesday. I almost wish I wasn't being hard-headed with it, but I feel like you guys are being a little hard-headed to keep asking. I feel like I've already answered it, so we'll keep it at that," unquote. You know, no matter what, though, we'll get our answer this weekend anyway. So you know what? Answer according to the 49ers unofficial depth chart, though, compiled by the team's communication staff as of yesterday, is a one that a lot of fans expected all along. Jimmy Garoppolo remains QB1 in the Bay Area. Coach Shanahan also revealed Garoppolo is one of 7 team captains for the season, which underscores his importance for the team, apparently, even if you're hoping for a long-term change and wanting to see Lance get his first regular season reps. That change will probably, and most likely will come someday, but that day probably won't be this particular weekend, especially with Lance still working back from a finger injury he suffered during that preseason contest with them unnecessary Raiders, which is really irritating because when you think about it, if you're going to get hurt against somebody worthwhile, not the Raiders. When asked when he was told he'd be the 49er top signal caller, Garoppolo said, quote, he's known this for a while. I told you guys a long time ago I had a pretty good feeling about it. Kind of joked about it, but yeah, I always kind of knew where I stood and everything. And yeah, now it's official, I guess. Unquote. JG, who was once seen as a long-term solution at the center, his ability to stay on the field has muddied his future, and the 49ers were intent on making sure another Garoppolo injury didn't once again tank a season. This is why when people get carried away, the 49ers hate Jimmy G so bad, they traded up to number 3 to get rid of his ass. That was not entirely the reason why they did that. I stopped arguing with people about that because they got pissed off at me. I said, okay, guys, fine, whatever, But the fact of the matter is, every time Jimmy left, the 49ers got their ass handed to them. That was also working on the thinking as well. So go get a quarterback that's actually substantial. Forget about getting guys like CJ and Nick and anybody else out there. Go get a legit, bona fide dude that can come in and kick ass. That was part of the thinking. But no one can blame the 49ers for adding to the quarterback room, then including Jimmy, who also agreed to that way of thinking. Remember, Coach Shanahan has said in the past that he took the time to speak with JG following the Niners trade up to the 3rd overall pick, which the Niners eventually spent on Lance. And Coach said during the offseason, JG handled it well. Jimmy G said of the trade up to select Lance, quote, I think they did exactly what they were supposed to and everything. Obviously, it's a weird situation in and of itself. And I don't know throughout all of it. Try to stay focused on myself and focus on getting this team better and putting us in the right position, unquote. So noble of Jimmy J to know that. And Jimmy tried to stay on the field. Good grief. Both knew the challenge of the change likely wouldn't happen overnight. JG still carries a value for the 49ers, something Shanahan was sure to emphasize in his discussion with Jimmy, and that remains the case entering week 1, which is why they went to Jed York and said, Jed, we need to keep Jimmy. It seems that it is still Jimmy G's team at this particular hour, even if Shanahan's stubbornness prevents him from clearly stating it for now. That could change anytime. People got the week 6 and 7 projected. But honestly, seriously, if the 49ers are rolling along at 6 and 1 or 7 and 0 or 5 and 2, I really doubt that Shanahan's just going to pull the plug on the matter just because. We'll see. I just my own personal opinion on that one. Big Show said, hey, Ronbo, can you finally say that Hurd is a bust? It infuriates me. Wasted roster spot is now on Bears' 53-man roster. Show, you know what? I've always, I really can't find a position in this argument. I can't. I was curious about what he'd look like if he was given the time to heal up. But now I can see, I don't know that he's going to heal up this year. Tendonitis isn't going to go away in 3 weeks. So I imagine he's going to get put on, he's going to move from the IR to the PUP, if that's even possible. And then he'll be in, and then he'll have four more weeks. He'll be coming in week 8. I don't know. But thanks for that contribution, Show. William Roberts says, I'm not overestimating this Lions team this Sunday because we always down that team's level of play and it always closes the game, it makes the game close. Always close the game when reality it should be a blowout. You know what? I agree. You know, the 49ers are not going to do that, though. I guarantee they're not. The 49ers are going to come in there with guns blazing. They're not taking anything for granted in the first game. We do, but I assure you the 49ers will not. Mr. Block Eyes, okay, Jimmy, my quarterback under center, so let's go. He's got weapons for that offense. That D will dominate, so it's no excuse. Stay healthy, and Kyle makes the calls. Mr. Block Eyes, thanks for the contribution. That's how it was in the past, anyway. Daniel Andre, Jalen Hurd literally has his one last chance, week 5, right before the week 6 bye. Not a lot of time for him to prove his worth. Just one game to do it, and after everyone else does 5 games in. See, that's why. Who are you going to make sit down for Jalen? I figure by that time, you know, Sherfield, as Larry, boy, Larry Legend says, man, y'all need to look out for this dude. That boy can play. So I'm looking for Sherfield to actually play a large role on this team. 99, and they needed a roster spot for either Mosley or Lance. So they knew Hurd wouldn't dress Sunday on the inactive. So put him on tip IR till they need him. Yeah, him and Dante Johnson. You know, Dante's going to just be put, I don't know where they're going to put Dante. James Anderson says, what up? Richmond, Virginia, checking in. What's up, James? And Matty S., out of those gorgeous spot on the West Coast. He's in Bend, Oregon. What's up, Matty? Slot 96 times. Sup, Ronbo, watching you from the hospital tonight. My daughter was born about 2 hours ago. Slot! Congratulations! Man, what are you going to name her? Name her Veronica. And then you can call her Ronnie. And at some point, call her Ronbo. That's good. Congratulations, fam. Tanya Sayal says, first time on here, I just try to support and show some love to all my Niner fam shows and pods. Tanya, pleasure to meet you, to have you, too. And in fact, let me get on over here and talk to me some Brittany. Brittany!
Hey, Ronbo. How you doing?
I'm doing fabulously fine. I just, this is like really special. We do have a few issues, of course, with some people being out. We don't know if you look down that list of injuries and people who didn't work out today. I don't know if it was one of those things where they're just taking precautionary measures. When you see Javon Kinlaw and some others that weren't working out today, it's Wednesday. Why aren't they working out? They need to get the game plan installed and do a lot of other things. So to hear that, it's kind of worrisome. We do know that Trey Lance is throwing the ball, so Kyle Shanahan could be playing games. Even if Jimmy does start, Trey's probably going to be seen so that Dan Campbell can keep sweating bullets. I like Dan Campbell. He's kind of a funny guy. Brittany, what do you make of this situation with our secondary and all? We went and got ourselves a bona fide, legitimate vet, but he may not be ready to play no football. Brittany, your feeling on all these matters and anything else you want to add?
This Jalen Hurd thing is really starting to bug me, and it's like, come on. Yeah. We saw you play. It is now we got this.
Maybe all in his head, Brittany. Maybe all mental.
I know. It's so aggravating. In 3 weeks, that means his debut will be against the Seahawks.
Oh.
I'm hoping that's the case. If not, then it's like, I don't know what to do.
I'd love to see him against the Hawks, actually.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to need him against Green Bay. Green Bay's in serious trouble, and I don't see – they have – Devontae doesn't even want to play, okay? So they got a lot of problems over there. Bakhtiari is not going to play because he's for 6 weeks. So I see that game being maybe one of the games that might be a little more sillier than the ones we've had the last couple of years, other than the one we had last year when everybody was on COVID.
Right, that's true. And I'm hoping, I know they said they hope Javon Kinlaw is practicing tomorrow, so I'm crossing my fingers that whoever didn't practice today, practice tomorrow, whether that's full or limited, but because we need them. Mm-hmm. Like somebody commented, even though it's the Lions, we still can't underestimate them.
Where is Don Burr?
Remember what happened with Miami?
Mm-hmm. You know what, though? We didn't take that game for granted. We were sick. Remember, our problems had started and culminated with Miami and pretty much went downhill from there.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. I'm just keeping my mind focused on the game. Don't underestimate them because you never know what could happen. Mm-hmm. But other than that, good thing, all the captains were named today. Mm-hmm. But we got 2 brand new captains, and I gotta say, they earned it. Raheem Mostert and Jimmy Ward earned it.
I didn't see all the captains. They finally gave J-Dub a captain's patch. All right. Heem, makes sense. These are all the guys that have contributed heavily in the past successes of the 49ers. I love it. I love it.
I love it, too. All the guys truly deserve it because it's like they're leaders. So, job well done. Now let's focus. But the problem is, as soon as that list came out, there goes everybody's problem when it comes to Jimmy being captain. It's like, oh my God. Here we go again. It's
Don't worry about it.
What Kyle said. He said it since July.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. Jimmy, his teammates are saying the dude looks like we've not seen him before. Kyle says it. Don't worry, Jimmy will take care of himself to get people off his back. I'm laughing at it now. I'm making jokes with people now. So, you keep on blowing that horn. We'll see. So, yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm saying this, and I know people are going to come after me on the chat or Twitter, I don't know, but honestly, even though Trey's going to play packages, I don't see him starting this year because if this team wants to win now and wants a championship, they have to go with the guy who took him there. They have to. You go with the rookie right now, and no disrespect, he's amazing. I'm not putting all that pressure on Trey Lance to say, you know what, you're starting this week. Your job, lead us to the Super Bowl.
That's a very big load to put on a kid, 21 years old, played 1 year of college football.
Exactly.
And also, Brittany, more importantly, Jimmy and the gang have been together for a long time. If anybody knows what they're doing, it's them. Let them do it. Right. If they fail, okay, start plugging people in. But in the meantime, let them do it. They know what they know what they're doing. Let them do it.
I've said this to some people before that this is like now the first time Jimmy has a better O-line that's stronger and tougher. So give him that chance to work with them because maybe you can see something completely different than what you saw years before.
And better receiving group. He's got more than one guy to throw to other than George Kittle. See, this makes a huge difference as well. So, and I want to see more of Juice this year too. I hope with the addition of who's our new OC? McDaniel. Yeah, I think he's going to incorporate a little more juice, undiluted.
He will.
See what I did there?
He will. Yeah. Something tells me McDaniels is going to include juice in a lot of these plays, so I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, this
He
team
just brings the edge. Yeah.
They should be fast and furious. These guys know what they're doing. All they got to do is go do it, stay upright, and the 49ers are going to win. You're not going to beat that offense unless they're not there. And that's been the case for the last 3 years. So we're going to see. All right, Brittany, I'll see you Friday when we get ready to make them predictions. Or should I say Saturday?
Okay.
Friday? No, Friday. I don't know which day. This is Friday. Yeah, Friday. All right. All right, Brittany.
Okay, that works.
Have a great night.
All right, have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye, Brittany. See you on Twitter. And Renzo.
Greetings from North Florida.
Renzo, my God. Is it Renzo? Renzo, we not talked to in a long time. But always, you and Maddie. Maddie's so proud to be from Bend, Oregon, and you from North Florida. You guys have made those destinations for vacations. You know what I'm saying? Renzo.
Yo.
Since last time we talked, we didn't know who the quarterback was going to be. Looks like QB1 is going to be Jimmy for now. Are you okay with that? And also, our secondary has a person I've never heard of backing up as a veteran in case we have some issues with our first-line secondary defense. And Jalen Hurd, who you probably have formed opinion about. How are you feeling about that?
Quarterback position. I'm not too worried about it because now Jimmy got somebody behind him on his trail, gunning for a job. And, I think Jimmy going to actually play a little better. Because let's be honest, Ronbo, if you got a person like Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard behind you, I wouldn't have had no worries in the world.
I really hate to think he thought that way, but but you're right. But I certainly hope that he never actually entertained that kind of thinking, because that would tell me something about him that I wouldn't really like. Your job is to be the best you can be. I don't care who's backing you up. Go out there and do your best. So yeah. But inspiration is inspiration, motivation is motivation. Building a fire under people works. So I agree. Yes.
And as far as Jalen Hurd, it is what it is. That's all I can say, Ronbo. It is what it is. Man, you have bad luck.
Renzo, but do you appreciate the fact that he's made this team? Because some people are not happy with that roster spot being occupied by Jalen Hurd, and we've not gotten your opinion on it. Everybody else has pretty much said how they feel about that aspect of this whole matter. But how do you feel about that?
I'm 50-50 because I want to see what he could actually do. But then if we cut him, I feel like he going to go somewhere else and just blossom. And I'll be like, man, why?
This was my fear too. I said, I understand the pain of those who said, but come on, man, this dude is taking up a roster spot. He could have been put on the practice squad. We're not going to pick him up. Yes, I think they would have. I really do.
Sometimes I'll be a selfish fan. If we cut him, I'm like, bro, go somewhere else and don't do good so I won't feel bad about cutting you.
Everybody knows Pete Carroll. Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Give me the phone. All right, let's get a hold. It's Pete Carroll. No, you knew I was going to call? You're the agent, right? Send him to Seattle. Listen, I'll just get him here now and come along with him. Let's have a dinner tonight.
He be ready. He be looking anything we cut, he's picking it up.
I hate him. calling
Because
him
he's trying to
vulture.
get intel on the 49ers, man. That's all he do it for. He just,
Well, he got DJ Reed last year,
yeah.
and Reed wouldn't have had a great season. He made a few mistakes, critical mistakes, but for the most part, he did a good job. 49ers didn't know he was going to get picked up by Pete Carroll because he had a chest tear. So normally people don't pick up people with chest tears because you don't put them on your 53. That's a roster spot that's going to take how many months to heal? Pete Carroll went and did it. And like you're saying, sat him down in a chair in a dark room with nothing but a light sitting on him. All right, DJ, we've got you here because we think you're a good football player, but we'd love to know if you can give us any intel on what's going on with the 49ers offense and defense.
Yep, that's what Pete do.
There ought to be a league rule against that. There really should. My God, that sucks. So so we lost him, and he did a good job. We could have used him too. And also the same thing with Jalen Hurd. He heals up, and he goes on to show the potential that some of us, and I think Jalen Hurd would be a great football player if he just could be out there on the field. So he goes out, heals up. All of a sudden, he looks like DJ Reed did last year on defense. He's doing everything. He's making big plays. He's in the end zone because he's 6'5". He's an end zone threat. He's scoring against us.
Yeah. And that's something we can't allow to happen. I think that's, like you say, Shanahan sees the potential, and he really wants to work with it. That's why I think he's still hanging around.
Mm-hmm. He's damn near as fast as DK Metcalf, right? Can you see him? Can you see him both streaking down the field? Jalen Hurd can run. I don't know if his knees are gonna slow him down for now, but they eventually heal up. If I got 4-3 DK Metcalf running, and even if I got 4-4 Jalen Hurd running another pattern, and Russell Wilson having less time to deal with the rush, and I got 6'4", 6'3", and 6'5" running down the field at high speed, the hell I'm gonna do?
Oh, Ronbo, you're going to have me with nightmares thinking about it.
I want that 6'5" over here, okay? And even if it means I got to sacrifice somebody else's spot, I need to wait and see if he's going to materialize finally. Oh, man. All right. So, yeah. Hey, Renzo, what else you got on your mind? We got about a minute left.
I just hope that Javon Kinlaw can stay healthy too, because I really want to see this guy wreak havoc. Every time I look, he's nursing a wound. I'm like, man, what's going on? You're a young man, hey.
He's ready too.
These young people, I don't think they was drinking milk when they was coming up. But eating and stuff.
I got a feeling, though, his problem goes back a long way. When you're that big, you can't have any issues with your joints, and it's just something that's going to creep up on him at some point anyway. Rizzo, I tell you what, though, I'm glad to hear you back, Rizzo, because that means football season's really on because you're in the house. Rizzo, let me say, I'll be back Friday for your score, fam.
Man, a new job now, so I'll be trying to get in when I can.
Tell you, I'll be looking forward to it, too. I love when you announce where you are.
All right.
All right, fam. Have a great night.
All right, man. Everybody stay safe, man. All right.
Too. Alex Faulkner, don't take my word for it. Google him. Got any questions? Got any doubts? Don't be taking my word. Google it. That dude runs a sub 4.4. I didn't even know it until 2 weeks ago when I looked it up. I don't know about now. His knee hurts, but
Ronbo, I'm just running into the store. Can I give me 15? Give me 15 at least, please.
Absolutely no problem. We'll be back.
Thank you.
Chill. Phil. Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Phil. Well, I guess the mystery might be over. I guess we could call Scotland Yard and tell them to just forget about it. We got it figured out. And also, as you know, Jimmy G is probably going to start this week, even though people were screaming, hey, The Office does that
I
because
knew
that's
that.
been on the
I
list for a
knew
long
that.
time.
I knew that when we drafted Trey.
Phil goes way back on it. Oh, God.
I mean, there's no question. So, I mean, I doubt Trey even plays this game. Why?
It's Detroit.
Why? We're playing Detroit.
His finger's healing up. Let him heal up. Why run the risk?
Yeah. We're playing Detroit. Okay?
Don Burr.
The only team that's gone 0-16. I mean, let's be real. They got a new coach. They've got Jared Goff,
And that coach is
who
scared.
we know. I mean, and as far as Jalen Hurd goes, he wasn't going to play in week 1 or week 2, possibly week 3. I don't think we'd use him against Green Bay. I think Seattle would be the time to use him. So why not put him on the IR? That way we keep him. He's ours. We were going to pay him anyway because he's a drafted person. So his contract is guaranteed. So put him on the IR. Let him heal up. Save him for when we need him. We bring up Benjamin, and he's going to return punts, and we get a little speed at the wide receiver position. No big deal. This is good. It's all good.
It does work out well. You lost Webster, but you still got a speedster in Travis. And Travis, you know, I like him as a deep threat.
You can return punts,
Yeah.
and you don't risk Ayuk. And Ayuk's been a little dinged, so you don't want to put him back there.
Yeah.
Not at this point. This is working out perfect.
Huh?
Working out perfect.
Also, you look at Javon Kinlaw. If he doesn't play, my God, Phil, this year we've got so many monsters.
They don't practice him. Ronbo, they don't practice him because they don't want to put wear and tear on his knees.
Oh, that's really scary.
No, but what do you need to learn about being a defensive lineman under Chris Casera's defense? You pin your ears back and you go.
Go.
All right? They're going to learn the game plan. The game plan is being learned in the meeting rooms. It's not out on practice field. So let's pump the brakes a little bit. Kinlaw will play in the game. I guarantee it. And he's going to be disruptive. And we've got, Zach Kerr and DJ Jones and Katavius Street and Givens. I think Givens is a little dinged up too. But, we've got so much depth there.
Javon was going to have to take his turn anyway.
Worry about. Exactly.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. I'm excited about the interior as I am the outside this year, Phil. Usually, God.
Yeah.
And we didn't even talk about Eric Armstead yet. So, this is really a crazy interior. I can't wait to see these guys in action.
It's just a bunch of wealth there. That's what we got. So don't worry about Kinlaw. He's going to have his time, and he's going to be disruptive when we want him to be disruptive. So that's what we got.
Sorry. Also, and one thing I do appreciate about Shanahan is he does let things play. Well, Jalen Hurd, I'm curious, and as I was about Jet McKinnon, and I was wrong, but I'm dying to see what he looks like when he's not hurting. I really want to know what that looks like. Not everybody.
So is everybody. But
not everybody. Some people really want him out of here. Those who don't have any patience whatsoever want him gone.
We're paying him anyway. He's on the IR. We can bring him back whenever he's ready. And we just bring him back when he's ready, and he can make a difference. So he's not going to Seattle. He's not going anywhere else. He's on our team. We were paying him anyway. It was against the cap anyway. So what's the big deal here?
Let him sit down.
We got Travis Benjamin. Everybody goes, "Oh, we lost a spot." Well, now we got Benjamin back because he signed with us on the practice squad, and we bring him up, and no big deal. We don't miss a beat.
That's why I call you Chill Pill.
And we're playing Detroit, people.
Phil, you know what, though? We may be pushing that narrative too hard.
People picked them to be the number 31st team in the power rankings. And the only reason is the Houston Texans are in the NFL. And we played both of them this year.
We played the Texans? I forgot about We played the Texans this year.
Yeah, we play the Texans. We play Jacksonville. We play everybody but the Jets on the
AFC
bottom
South.
10 of the power rankings. So, come on, let's be real. These are gimmies.
You know, I was watching
I'm going
Mike.
to be very confident.
We should. Even, Mike, you know, the guy does not, him and, what's his name? Florio. I mean, I'm laughing because Florio's finally backing off. So what do you think? I think I'm giving the 49ers, I predict at least 10 wins. And, of course, Chris Sims says, no, I actually see more than that. When you look at their schedule, Mike, and Florio can't stand it. You know, he doesn't want to talk about Jimmy anymore. He's just talking about the 49ers and their potential for zero. Mike, I want you to continue to sing them tunes you were singing earlier, Jerk.
I mean, Chris Sims is one of the few guys that actually looked at the schedule and commented about it.
Yeah.
But when you look at our schedule, and we're playing Cincinnati while the Rams are playing Baltimore,
that's
and
going to be
Arizona's playing Cleveland.
Oh, that's gonna be fun, Phil.
Seattle's playing Pittsburgh.
Oh, Phil, we got to roll. We got to roll. We're having too much fun. I didn't realize the clock was out. We got people waiting. Well, I'm going to see you Friday for your prediction on this. All right.
All right.
All right, Phil. Have a great night.
Thanks, Ronbo.
Thank you.
All right, you too. Bye.
And there's Josh Chapman, Matthew Stafford. That's all he put down. Matthew Stafford. Thank you, Josh, for the contribution. I'm scared, Josh. I'm concerned. Matthew Stafford. Oh. D.
Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
They were sitting back here and actually, and Chad Garrison said, because Ronbo thought it was a mystery. I honestly, I knew Jimmy was starting. I mean, because you don't go to the owner and say, I need to keep Jimmy Garoppolo just so I can sit him down on the bench. You know? Because then Jed's going to call you and say, I'm paying how much for him to sit on the bench? Listen, Jed, what we're going to do is we're going to have to go ahead and cut him so we can get that money back to you. How about that? So that's why I said, okay. But I'm going along with the narrative, and I'm just going like Kyle. I'm just going along with it. Actually, I knew this was going to happen. So it's not, But D, your feeling on this matter, and I don't even need to ask you about Jalen Hurd, because I know you're going to tell me about it anyway. And D, we have a thing going on with our secondary that has a lot of people concerned. Are you concerned?
So to start, Jimmy Garoppolo being the starting quarterback, I knew that was going to happen. That was off the bat, strictly based off the fact that Trey Lance was going to come out and have to just have an explosion of talent. He was going to have to complete like 80% of his passes and throw and run for touchdown. Like, he would have had to have been crazy spectacular for him to unseat Jimmy. We all understand that. We all know that. So with that, I knew he was going to be the starter just based off of the way Kyle was doing things and, just based off of the way that he played. It is what it is. Not to say that Trey isn't going to be better than Jimmy. I know he will in the future.
He's got the potential.
For right now, it is what it is. So, next thing, the cornerback situation. Yeah, we went ahead and signed Josh Norman. And I don't know what's going on with Mosley. I think he said something about his knee, but he's hoping that he will practice tomorrow. So if Mosley gets practice tomorrow, he'll most likely go. We'll have Barrett, we'll have Mosley, we'll have the Shark in our slot, and that'll be, nothing new. Phil was right. We got an embarrassment of riches at the defensive line stand. But go ahead, Ronbo.
No, I was laughing. But I am. Who is this new guy we brought in named D? What's his name? Who is that? Have you ever heard of this guy?
Oh, D Virgin?
Yeah.
D Virgin, I don't
Can
know
you
what this
imagine
dude
that
is. He was
name?
on somebody's practice squad. Yeah, I mean, just wow. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be in the military with a name like that. They would destroy you. Yeah, we had I went to the military with a guy. His last name was Nagel. It was Nagel,
Yeah.
and he went to college, so they called him College Boy.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But I'm not worried about the secondary too much. I think we'll be fine if if they don't trust Josh Norman with the knowledge of the defense, then they'll probably just go ahead and throw Diamador Lenore in there, and I'm okay with that because Lenore gets snaps. He starts to understand the speed of the game. It helps him develop, and plus I still have faith that Jason Verrett is going to be, do good enough. And we don't really have a lot to worry about with the Lions receivers. There's not really anybody to be concerned with. Marvin Jones and the other Kenny Golladay are gone, so no receivers to really think of. And then at the same time, this is Jared Goff. Come on now. We already know what we do to Jared Goff. But because I don't want to run out of time, I need y'all out there to stop with this Jalen Hurd thing. Everybody got to knock it off. Just stop, okay? I told y'all. I told all of y'all he was not going to be able to get on the damn field. And what did he do? He played against the Raiders. Oh, Coach, my knee hurts now. No. And now you possibly going on IR. Well, just keep him on IR. We can put him back in, and he can make a difference. What difference can you make when you can never get on the field? There is no difference to make. And Jalen Hurd is nowhere near as fast as DK Metcalf. Nowhere. DK Metcalf held 22 miles an hour for 100 yards. Jalen Hurd be lucky to hold 15 miles an hour for 10 yards. There is no way. I'm telling you, y'all need to get off this hype train. You know what this situation is? This is Kyle continually trying not to be wrong. It's his ego. He didn't want to be wrong with Pettis. He didn't want to be wrong with Beathard. He didn't want to be wrong with the running back out of Utah, and he doesn't want to be wrong with Jalen Hurd.
It's embarrassing.
Sometimes in life, people we must understand that we made mistakes, and we have to atone for those mistakes, own it, learn from it, and move on in life. Kyle, it's time to move on from Jalen Hurd. Let him go. Cut him. And he ain't going nowhere. How he going to go somewhere else and do better when he can't even get on the damn field? Please enlighten me on how you go somewhere else and you are better than what you were when you were never even on the field. What are you going to do, stand on somebody else's sideline? Is he going to stand better? Is he going to look better? Is he going to be swagged out? Come on, people, get off of Hurd. Let it go. The dude is injury-prone. Unfortunately for his career, I wish that kid nothing but the best in life, but football is not the sport for you, brother. You cannot stay healthy. Production over potential. Those are all facts.
Even if I was the judge in this case, that's a strong argument. I'd have to rule in your favor.
The facts are there, Judge. I've laid them out for you. The case is closed. I don't even see how the defense has the defense because he doesn't, because he can't even go up against a defense. It is what it is, and I get it. Everybody is like on this hype train of potential. People, we need to stop being worried about potential. We waited for potential with Jerick McKinnon. And what did we get? An FU on a live and on to the next team.
Yeah, that was unnecessary.
Ungrateful.
I don't know. He could have just left quietly.
Lined your pockets. Lined your pockets to care of your family and did all of that. And you ungrateful like that? And then Jalen Hurd, here you are sitting here for 3 years getting paid, doing absolutely nothing. You can't rely on somebody who can't even get on the field. And that's what drives me insane. People are like, well, Kyle and John said he was going to make the squad. No one cares that he made the squad. It's the fact that it was a wasted spot because he's never going to get on the field. 3 more weeks of IR, I don't want to stash him on IR. I want you to get on the goddamn field and show me what this potential is that everybody speaks about.
Boy, that's scathing. I do believe you've made your case. I am done defending Jalen Hurd.
Look, man.
I mean,
I don't want people to take this wrong. If Hurd can get on the field and actually make a difference, I'm all for it.
You'll support him.
But the
I believe
problem
it too.
is I don't have faith that he will actually be able to do so.
D.
That's the issue.
And I believe you too. Fam, we're going to go. D, You delivered your
All right,
message loud
Ronbo.
and clear.
Yes, sir.
I
I gotta wait for the next caller. I'm gonna listen to the next caller. I want to see who's gonna try to follow me up and be like, "Oh, we gotta love Jalen Hurd. We gotta give him a hug and a kiss and tell him everything's great." Have a good evening, Ronbo. I love you, brother.
love you back, fam. Have a good night, D. D makes a very compelling and powerful argument. I can't say a word. There's a MILF hunter here. Grant Cohn owns you. I know one thing. Grant owes. His father owns him. He owes his dad. He lost that bet. Hey, oh, MILF, thanks for that contribution. Emilio,
What's happening?
Emilio, QB1.
What? Hold on. Before you said anything, I was, like I said, TNT's been good pushing this with Hurd, and I don't know if they were the first ones that said he shouldn't be on the team, but it's just crazy how, I've been one of the ones that since last year I've been saying, what is the point of having Hurd on this team? And it's crazy. Now it's just another whole thing. I don't see why Phil, because Phil's like one of the guys that keeps saying, keep him. What the hell for? This dude is just a waste of space. Simba was a better guy and producing. This is just unnecessary. I don't understand why we're trying to say Hurd, it has potential. He's right. Damn potential. Show that you can play. Be on the field. This is ridiculous. Shanahan, I don't know, like I said, like Shanahan, but like I said, this ego shit he got going on with, I want to keep certain players and they're going to work out. It just proves that it's just a waste of time.
Wait, Emilio, wait. One of the 6 best receivers on the team.
Who?
Shanahan. I'm quoting Kyle. Yeah.
Oh, well, either way, I've heard that. I don't know where the hell Kyle got that from. That is just horrible. Like, it's just like I said, light top, but like I said, he needs to do the Belichick. You're not producing, dude. You're not on the field. Get the hell off this team. There's so many other players, so many positions we could use, and this is just ridiculous. Why these guys in here? And it just, I don't know. Like I said, like Shanahan, but some of this, like stuff like this, is just, dude. I don't get it. I can't understand Shanahan for the hell of me when he does this. It's just no.
Emilio, you know what? On that note, has Shanahan's decisions, his ones that were productive, are they outnumbering the ones that weren't? Because we're looking at a number of people now. When you go back to Dante Pettis and all the names of Deion, I hadn't even thought about all those people because I got over some of them, except for Dante Pettis.
Because some of the main two I mentioned, even I said Pettis. I said Hurd is Pettis 2.0. It just he hasn't done anything. He had a couple plays. At least Pettis had a couple plays where I said, okay, there's some light here. But Hurd hasn't even done that, not even during the season. And then, with the whole with Breida, okay, Breida was doing good. All of a sudden, near the end of the season, you have fumbleitis. Like, what's wrong with you, dude? You were doing great. You could have still been on the team if you didn't play like crap. Dude, you were one of the fastest you were at least the second fastest running back on the team next to Mostert. You just done fell apart. I don't know what happened. Now he went, I don't even know, is he still playing with Miami? So who even knows what the hell he's doing there? He hasn't done anything. When we played him, he didn't do nothing last year. So it's just, I don't know. Like I said, Shanahan, I get it. You want to win games, but dude, some of these players, once they're not showing no production, get them hell out. Every player is replaceable. Not one. Even like I said, why did you get Trey? But just in case, because Jimmy can't stay on the field. He's getting hurt. Trey comes in. Regardless, we know he's going to take over the team regardless whatever Jimmy does or not. He's still going to take over the team. Unless Trey starts messing up, then what are you going to do? You're not going to keep him on the team if he's not producing. You're going to ship him out. At that point, the other person needs to be shipped out. If this ain't going to work, it's Shanahan. They like Shanahan, but if you're not producing, dude, like I said, one season is not going to cut it. At least not for me. You brought in great players, but one season ain't going to cut it. And I know people keep ragging on Jimmy, but one season, you got to look at Shanahan. Shanahan's been longer. Still one season. Unless you can turn this around this year, like I said, I believe we're going to do way better than we did last year. But it's just getting to the point where Shanahan, You need to cut some of this crap out. It's just getting out of hand. Put your foot down. Say, you know what? Bye, dude. Got to get somebody else. I need production.
Well, there you have it. You've already mentioned that you knew Jimmy was going to be QB1, and the secondary is an issue that has everybody worried. Emilio, are you concerned with the pass rush we have? Do we need to spend a lot of energy on being concerned about that secondary?
Well, it's always, even when Sherman came out and said, because I forgot what Sherman said. I don't know if it was recently. I heard somebody said something, but I guess something. Because it was I guess he made a comment on what somebody said. I can't remember who said it. It was a lot of the teams don't have good secondaries. A lot of them have good front seven, and then with that, it is changing because now, Sherman said, well, you can't even touch the receivers now because once you touch them or look at them wrong, you'll get flagged. So now it's like, you can't set against them, but if you get to the if the front seven gets to the quarterback, you just need your corner with the secondary just to hold them off enough so they can throw the ball. So it's a toss up. I'm a 50-50 with that. Like I said, you don't know what we put. We know we have Barrett and a few other guys, but it's just if the front seven get to them and the secondary can hold off, it's good. Like I said, I've looked at some of the other secondaries in that team, and same thing. They're not as good. They're not as good either. You still got your great players out there, but at the same time, it's just like, as long as we get to the quarterback, that's the most important part.
That's number one. Emilio, we're going to go, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to see you on the Friday show, looking for your prediction on this game. And we need to probably come back down to earth about how badly we're going to whoop these guys. It's got to the point now we get a little cocky.
Even the coach realized it. So
Ronbo, I usually don't jump in, man, but Emilio, I love you, brother. Thank you for echoing my sentiments. I appreciate it. I'm going to get off here, but thank you for echoing my sentiments. There's another person in 49er land that has sense like I do. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it.
I agree with you guys a lot. I agree with TNT a lot some of the times.
Deion's an independent. I don't know if he's TNT, but he definitely has been outspoken about what Jalen Hurd. All right, Emilio. See you Friday, fam.
All right, I'll holler at you. Good night.
All right. I wonder if Jalen Hurd has social media accounts. If he does, he's already closed them down, most likely. There's been a few minutes. Ellis, let's see if Ellis is ready as he's tending to things. Ellis, do you need more time? You okay?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Ellis.
Locked and loaded.
Okay, so Jalen Hurd, his people call you, your attorney Ellis, and you need him, your representation, because we're getting to throw him out of the Niner Empire. Is there any case that you can prepare to save Jalen Hurd from the incredible amount of people that want him taken to the gallows and hung by the neck until he is dead? I mean, it's getting brutal out here. Ellis, I mean, I remember you having feelings about it, but maybe not leaning so hard to the left or right. Because I'm in the middle, so I'm going to remain there. What is your feeling on this? And QB1, even though Kyle doesn't want to say so, Jimmy went ahead and told everybody he was going to be the star QB1. But what, Ellis, your feeling on these matters?
Well, as far as representation is concerned, for this case, I decided to step away from my duties, and this is one of those situations. I know I get paid, to fight for clients,
yes,
whether they're right or wrong. But in this
yes,
case, I can't do it because there is no support for this whole thing. I honestly, I didn't really want Jalen Hurd to be one of the players that we kept. I was preferring that we get, Simba and everybody else, including Austin Watkins, until, he, got hurt, and then we cut him and then signed him back on. So I was just thinking, well, hell, we might get more out of an Austin Watkins in week 6 after recovering from a broken foot than we would get from a Jalen Hurd, who's been here, 3 seasons now and hasn't played a lick.
He's going to play 4 years without us playing a lick. Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah. Yeah. And I pretty much had already I pretty much already forecasted that we wouldn't be seeing Jalen Hurd until, anywhere from between weeks 3 to 6. And that's at a minimum. You know what I mean? We might not actually see him until we shouldn't. If he's having this stuff with his knee, I mean, and I talked about it last show with Jimmy. Jimmy needed a whole year after missing the whole season and repairing and all of that and going through the motions of the rehab. Jalen's just coming off of that. So the tendonitis or whatever's going on, I was already a given. So there was no real point in actually keeping him. I think he might have been deceptive to the coaching staff and may have been making it seem like he was ready to get down, but then waited until after he made the team to kind of play his cards a little bit so he could make the cut, because he knew he kind of was a shoe-in a little bit because Kyle was riding his nuts so much. Excuse my French, but Kyle is just way too googly over Jalen Hurd, and maybe it's his pride because that would be yet another pick that was washed due to his, lack of, vision, and getting the great player. Think about everybody we skipped out on. Yeah, think about everybody we skipped out on instead of Jalen Hurd. There's a lot of players, and I believe Alvin Kamara was one of them, wasn't he?
Kamara, he's been in the league longer than Jalen. But the thing is, we could have got Alvin that year that he was in the draft, though, now that I think about it.
Yeah, and we could have got Alvin instead of somebody else. Yeah, maybe that was another bad pick that we had. Yeah, so I'm just saying, it's clear as day, and now we're going to be faced with, well, what if Debo and Brandon Ayuk start having his reoccurring injury stuff, and we start to get thinner at the wide receiver position. That's why I said Trent Sherfield is like, right now, is going to be putting himself in a position to be number 1 in a damn minute. And who would have thought? But I'm all good because he seems to be having no issues with health and no issues with getting down and dirty on the field. Whether we're on a practice field playing against each other, we're playing, against, the Chargers, or we're in the preseason. Trent Sherfield is only looking straight to the end zone. So, which again is good for us and not at the same time, because we'll be thinning at that position. Okay. Jawan Jennings, what if something happens to Jawan in the process? I mean, Mohamed Sanu seems to be the only other one that may have a good health history, for the most part, if I'm not mistaken. But Trent Sherfield is really the one right now.
Oh, he got hurt here before.
So that's shaky. That's shaky, baby. So we may be looking to get another receiver between now and then, or definitely, mid-season. You know what I mean? There'll be some pickups. Hopefully we don't have to mortgage 2 or 3 picks again like we did last time. We could try to do a swap, maybe a player and a pick swap. Yeah, we got killed with that. You know what I mean? But we had to do it. And, Sanders came through and played big for us. But, this is not good.
Well,
this is not good. Jalen Hurd got tendonitis. We'll be doing this all season. Go ahead.
Who was that guy that Trent Baalke, great running back, fantastic running back, that tried for 2 years to heal up, and Trent finally had to let him go? You remember that guy?
I don't know. We've had too many of those. Not LaMichael James. I don't know. Who the hell was it? Which one was it?
This was like 20. I mean, man, if that guy, because I remember in college, he was just awesome. He had a torn up knee, too, when Trent got him, right? Because nobody else would draft him. But the dude was awesome. And then we finally had to give him a settlement and say goodbye.
I'm sure one of the fellas in the
Marcus Lattimore. Thank you, Tony. Marcus Lattimore. Remember Lattimore?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do.
I really liked him, too. I said, man.
Yeah.
So,
Ronbo, I mean.
This could be another Marcus Lattimore situation. He can play, but he can't play. Yeah,
we can't, sit here. I mean, a lot of us aren't even shocked. I'm just a little bit irritated because we say, oh, well, as long as, we can get such and such out there, or, we want to speak positive and say, all right, I'm glad, look, Jalen Hurd was playing, but I felt like he feel like he's still playing hurt. I felt like that in the preseason games.
And he looked cautious. His face did not look. Yeah, I agree. He was scared.
How he was running, he didn't turn that corner. He didn't turn that corner up in the end zone. You see how slow he was going. He couldn't turn that corner. He's not the same player that he was before his injuries, which is common sense. But again, he's not ready.
Trying to play
He's not
carefully.
ready.
You can't, and that's what I've always tell people. And I say, he's always hurt. I said, you know what? There's no way to play football carefully. When you play, and then things happen sometimes. If you're lucky, they don't. But there's no way to carefully play football. You get hurt. Some people never play, don't understand that, right? So that's what I'm saying. Jalen Hurd looked scared and he was being
Bell's
cautious.
on the practice squad right now.
I know that he's on. I saw that earlier. I forgot which team though. But fam,
on the Chiefs.
No, not Le'Veon, not the Chiefs. He's on another
I'm
team.
sorry,
though.
the Ravens.
Yeah,
Ravens.
that's where he is. Is that where he is?
Yeah,
I know I saw that.
The QB1. Yeah, the QB thing, man, is all good, man. It was already expected. A lot of us already knew. Yeah, I'm just saying, we already knew that it was going to be Jimmy for the majority of us. Again, Kyle wants to have a rehash of, kind of the Mahomes thing where he got that year under his belt. He was able to groom him and get him really acclimated with what his responsibilities are and what it looks like and what it feels like, though he has like a little more attributes and things to offer to the offense where we'll see this year. But I'm not tripping on none of that, man. I'm just concerned about the injury stuff. I knew Javon was going to be a problem. I've been talking about this since the knee tendonitis thing before the draft, and I'm hoping that you're okay, Javon, because that's going to be another pick that we got to add to the list.
There you go.
So let's get with it. Peace and love, brother Ronbo.
All right, fam.
Yeah, it's all gravy. It's all gravy, man. I was cutting. Yeah, I appreciate you, family. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Shout out to production, man. Shout out to the Niner faithful, all the ladies and gentlemen out there, man. Peace and love.
Thanks, Alice. Night, fam. And we zoom and Josh Chapman, he said, you have Debo and Kittle. Why complain? Well, no, I don't know if we're complaining. I think the complaint is expectations and the fact that he has been with us for a long time. But I have sympathy for him, and I wish he could play. And let us roll all over. Josh, thanks for the contribution. Tony. Nagatani from blue Hawaii, and we're the home of tiny bubbles. Tony, it's interesting. One thing we do, and I'd love to look in on some other fan bases. One thing we have the ability to do is we can really rage up on players. I still have some sympathy for Jalen. But he's not getting a lot of sympathy. And also the QB1 situation, as Jimmy Garoppolo has finally gotten Kyle Shanahan's way, because Kyle probably told Jimmy later, Jimmy, don't do that. I could just see. I think Kyle's having fun with this, Tony. What are you thinking?
Aloha, Ronbo. It's good to talk to you again tonight. Hey. So, Kyle's definitely, I think, having fun, especially with the media. I think he, honestly, I think he likes trolling the media. I think he's somebody who the PR people, I think, tell him what's up, and I think he consumes a fair amount of 49ers media himself, and so he does things kind of just to rock the boat a little bit. But to your earlier thoughts, I am also sympathetic to Jalen Hurd, but I am also frustrated. Not so much with Jalen Hurd because he's a player. Players are drafted by teams. And honestly, teams need to do their research on players and take a look and honestly evaluate the way that they scout. And Niners, I took a look at some previous draft lists, and I just wanted to read this list to you, Ronbo, and then make a point about Jalen Hurd. Okay, so let's talk about some names here. So Tim Harris, Caden Smith, Richie James, Julian Taylor, Dante Pettis, Capri Bibbs, Adrian Colbert, Pita Taumoi-Penu, Trent Taylor, Joe Williams, C.J. Beathard, Akella Witherspoon, Reuben Foster, and Solomon Thomas. These are all players that were drafted by Shanahan and Lynch who are no longer with the San Francisco 49ers. A lot of those players had a lot of hype. A lot of those players had a lot of promise. But for one reason or another, in some cases injuries, in some cases maybe some poor development on behalf of the coaches, maybe in some cases, just mirages of talent. They are no longer with the team. And right now, I'm just concerned about Jalen Hurd because he was such a hyped player because of his versatility coming out of college, because of his frame, that big slot receiver we didn't have for however many seasons. And then also the fact that he played that running back position. We all really, really wanted to see him. And then the other player I'm worried about is Javon Kinlaw, who had that knee that was flagged at the combine. And I again, I want both of these players to turn out and to be awesome. Like, especially Javon Kinlaw, because of what the 49ers gave up in order to acquire the pick that drafted Javon Kinlaw. But in both the cases of Jalen Hurd and Javon Kinlaw, I'm worried that they're getting kind of caught up in the majority of the Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch draft picks that end up kind of being washed out. And actually, you know, in some of the cases of these draft picks, like if we look at guys like, mainly, they're not great players, but Caden Smith and Dante Pettis, who both I think had some NFL ability, who ended up washing off the roster, or a Keller Weatherspoon, who is now with the Steelers, even though I know the comment section is going to go nuts because we all love to hate a Keller Weatherspoon, even though he played 7 great games for us. But there was just 7 great games. All that being said, I worry that guys like Hurd and guys like Javon Kinlaw are going to end up being busts, and the jury is still out on them. Although, you know, the jury is about to come in on Jalen Hurd very, very quickly, week 4, week 5, if he's not allowed to, you know, if he doesn't come back and play, you know. And Kinlaw, I just worry about that knee. I think Papa Dragon talked about this, about potentially it being like a degenerative knee condition that he might not even see a second contract with the 49ers. And again, with that player in particular, we gave up DeForest Buckner in order to be able to have that pick that we used to then take Kinlaw. That's not to say it's not, you know, an equal thing. We gave up Buckner for Kinlaw, but we could have just drafted somebody else if Kinlaw isn't the guy that we needed. So that's kind of what's weighing very heavily on my mind. And to the earlier point, we as 49er fans are very, very well-informed. We enjoy coverage of the 49ers like I think no other NFL franchise enjoys. And also because of where the team is, in Northern California, in Silicon Valley, et cetera, we have fans that are very much into analytics, into data, and into, you know, watching the film. And so, you know, I think are a lot more enlightened or educated. Educated is a better word than say fans of like Detroit, like Don Burr, for instance, you know, and just in the sense that I mean, we expect a lot more about our players, and because of the coverage, we know a lot more about our players, and I think a lot of other teams do. And so it's unfair sometimes to the players because they get so much outside coverage. But at the same time, for us as fans, because we love our team so much, it's also kind of, you know, we kind of owe it to give John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan a little bit of a hard time when it comes to some of these choices that they have made, like Joe Williams, like, you know, Reuben Foster, players like that, and just hoping that Jalen Hurd isn't just some head case who has a knee boo-boo, that his knee actually hurts. I think it does actually hurt, you know, and same thing with Javon Kinlaw. But it comes down to this. They need to draft players whose mind is on the game and who want to be football players. And I worry about it with those two players. And so that's kind of my spiel, Ronbo. What do you think about all that?
No, excellent observations, because the fact of the matter is, I've thought about this, and I've said, you know, a lot of time the mental makeup of some of these players also should go into the equation of making the decision as to whether you want to get them or not. Dante Pettis is clearly a person with some serious issues if you're going to apply him to football, you know, and Williams had the same thing going on with his sister. There's some things that, you know, you should consider. Have a long talk. I don't know if our guys have the wherewithal to sit down and talk to some of these players and be able to evaluate them in that fashion and be able to come away with a sensible conclusion, though. So this is the only thing I'm concerned with when it comes to that. And then they just get a football player for raw talents, and then we see what happens. But it's been a fail on several different times, as you mentioned, though. So, and
this is something that concerns me too, especially as it relates to the offensive line, because I mean, you look at the grand scheme of things. Mike McGlinchey is the best offensive lineman that they've drafted, and he's a solid. He's a premium run blocker. He's not a great pass blocker. Hopefully, this season he'll improve his game and he'll end up being the player that we drafted him to be. But you look at a lot of their offensive line draft picks, especially guys like Colton McKivitz, and now with Aaron Banks being hurt and banged up the way that he is, although he practiced today, so that's good. They gave Colton McKivitz that golden helmet, or somebody did. Somebody in the scouting department said this guy is going to grow up to be a premium NFL player, and I just, you know, we haven't really seen that yet, and it just makes me worry about Tony, especially the offensive line. Anyway, I'm sure I got to go.
Yeah, you hear the noise there. Okay, Tony, listen. You know, I appreciate the love talking to you. Let's come back Friday, bookmark it. Let's go some more with that, because this is a very solid subject to get into. Really solid.
Absolutely, Ronbo.
All right.
All right.
Have
Take
a
care,
great night,
Ronbo.
fam.
Aloha.
Aloha. All right. And Clarence Molina, shout out to Dante J, still on the team. Like a bad rash never goes away. He must have a side gig like Uber to offset the paychecks he gets from the team. I got to feel they pay Dante Johnson, whether he's here or not, just to keep, he's a retaining fee, you know what I mean? Christopher Hagler, Robert, love the content. Hope linebacker Warner stays healthy. Oh, don't even say that. Oh, Chris stays healthy this year. Crucial part of our defense. Love, fam. Hey, Chris, thanks for the contribution, fam. Appreciate you. And the dark one is in the house. Z.
Finally, the dark one has come back to Ronbo Sports.
Z, as you know tonight, QB1 has not actually been officially announced by Kyle Shanahan. And Shanahan does not want people to ask him again, as he's emphasized, I told you people since July, this is never a quarterback competition. And you ask me every week, and Shanahan actually got mad this year. Okay, fine. Jimmy comes out and says, yeah, I guess I'm quarterback one. You're feeling on that, Z. And also, like everybody else, Jalen Hurd, it has just been announced that Jalen Hurd finally will go back to the IR. See that? This has made a lot of people mad, Z. I don't know how you're feeling about that.
First thing first, the dark one is here. Number 2, Jimmy G for MVP. And number 3, I am getting tired of this Jalen Hurd situation. I love the dude. I want to see him do good, but we're getting tired of this.
Well, a lot of people gone more than tired. Jalen's going to be, if he's at a restaurant or something in the Bay Area, Jalen, ain't you Jalen Hurd? Well, yeah. Man, but I want to do what you do. Run around for 3 years doing nothing but just kicking back, relaxing, and getting a paycheck. How much they paying you? And, see, this is the thing. People take it personally sometimes when somebody appears, and I think nobody wants to play more than Jalen Hurd does. I really do. It's unfortunate that he can't get out there and demonstrate what he can bring to the team, but there comes a point when you have to go ahead, I guess. I mean, he's on a rookie contract, like Chill Pill said. It's not like the 49ers are getting out of pocket, but still, he took up a roster spot. And that, I think that's what's bending people the wrong way, too.
Well, listen, man, we want to see him. That's the whole thing about it. We need your help, Jalen. So we need you to come out on the field and show some productivity. We need you, man. And right now, you're not giving us what we want. We might as well just, I'm sorry to say this, but we might as well just, matter of fact, put him on IR, do your thing. Let's give somebody else a chance to shine. And when you're ready, then come show us what you can do for us. Until then, we got to give somebody else a chance, like Sherfield, Jennings. There's people out there who deserve to be on the field right now. That's it.
Agreed. That's true. And they brought back Travis Benjamin, but we lost a kid that a lot of us were really hot on over with the Bears.
Okay.
You look at Webster. Simple was going to be a bad boy. I think he would have made a lot of difference. There's something electric about a team that has a punt returner that scares the bejesus out of the opposing team. Kicking punt return when that dude has people on alert as soon as they run down the field, and he's down at the 35 and 40-yard line or more every time. Because Richie James, bless his heart, Richie's not that. Richie can't. Richie, he had 3 years to prove he's a good punt returner. He had you can count how many times Richie had a return. He said, "Oh yeah," there was never no "Oh yeah" 2 times in a row with Richie. "Oh yeah," never happened. So this is the problem.
Listen, man. Like I said, because it's 3 weeks. He's gonna be on injured reserve, correct?
Yeah, seems like.
So
at least
I guess we won't see him until Green Bay or Seattle, right?
Yep. And then
if he's not on the field by then, it's time to throw him away. Sorry.
Oh man. Oh, can you see it laying out in a dumpster outside? A perfectly good tight end, running back, wide receiver laying in the garbage. So we'll see.
Sad thing
You know
about
what?
it is, too,
It may be
soon as
longer,
rid of him,
Z. He
he's
may
gonna
be
go
on the
somewhere
punt.
else.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
He's going somewhere else. There's no doubt about it. I just don't want him anywhere in the NFC West. Because if he comes up on the shows up on the Rams or something, and everybody says, man, don't be worried about what he does in the future. That don't mean a thing. You know, I know. I just have, God, he's such a marvelous specimen. He can't get on the field.
But if he does get on the field and he does do stuff, all I'm gonna say is, well, it's about damn time.
We all will.
I don't want to see you on the field. I don't want to see you on the field if you're not healthy. So you might as well heal up, because I'm telling you, it's funny because when we need him, that's when he probably gonna come out and do something for us. But as of right now, it's getting on the 49ers nerves. The fan base, the faithful, the empire, the gang. You know, we just don't got time for injuries. I.e. Javon Kinlaw. We don't have time for this. We need our defense on the field because we're trying to take it home.
See, you make that's solid points. See, we're going to go. I'm going to be looking for you on Friday. Bring your score with you as to this demolition that's going to happen in Detroit. I'll be looking for you there, fam. Great to hear from you.
The Dark One will always be here. Thank you for giving me the time and the chance to talk. Thank you.
Thank you, fam. Talk to you Friday. Here goes the Z.
Dark One out.
Dark One's out. Hey, Jay.
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, man, we're sitting here. I'm hoping, and this for sure is going to be last night, but because this was fresh news today, because I figured Hurd was going to play this weekend, get a couple of snaps in, get him acclimated back into the action, because he's got a long way to go to catch up. And then Kyle didn't say, but we now know who the QB1 is. A lot of us probably knew a long time ago, but, you know, if you want to get into a fight, keep talking about how Jimmy G's going to start, right? So I stopped doing that a few weeks ago. So QB1 is going to be Jimmy. Jalen Hurd has now been placed on the IR, not officially, but pretty soon that will be the case. Jay, I know how you feel about Jay, but you want to emphasize now and jump back on a QB1 situation. What are your feelings?
Well, my feelings is I've been saying it from the get-go. We should have cut it Jalen Hurd. If we was going to keep him on the team, he should have been on the practice squad till he proved otherwise that he could be on his team. That's just that simple. I think, like I said, we had past draft picks that didn't pan out. We should not be holding on to people who cannot stay on the field. Just that simple. He made more money than we ever did by doing nothing.
He was working on his knee.
Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying he hasn't been on the field.
No production on the field.
He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He didn't do his job. He was injured for the last 2 years. So he made more money than all of us who's on this chat and didn't do diddly squat. I'm just saying, like, you gotta what you gotta say, Ronbo?
No, maybe some high-powered people on the chat. You never know. But yeah, Jalen did do well. He's a third-round pick, so he got paid pretty handsomely, I'm sure. So yeah.
Yeah. So you know, I'm like everybody else. I thought we're keeping him way too long. He's that old ass shirt that you wanted to pan out. Is in the closet and you
never
trying
wear
to dust it out, and
but you refuse to throw it away.
It's got a few holes in it. You just won't let it go. He's that shirt, you know, or the tennis shoes.
How'd you come up with that? I got some shirts in the closet right now. I need to go. I got some jerseys that I can no longer wear. They're just hanging there. I just can't throw them in. I can't throw them away. You know?
Yeah. And Kyle was that type of person. He don't want to throw it away. I'm like everybody else, man. You gotta get rid of him.
if he don't play, I don't know. I'm gonna say, yeah, I agree. After 3 games, he ain't on the field, man. You gotta cut bait. It just that's our problem. We draft these players, and then they don't pan out. We hold on to them, praying and wishing that they come around. If they ain't come around, year 2, year 3, they ain't gonna never come around.
Jay, I just realized something.
Yeah.
There must be a couple of stories that are actually the opposite of where we're going. Now, Tony read down a long list of disasters. I got to come up with a list of guys that actually did start off slowly and then did become something. Jimmy Ward is the only guy I can think of right now. That's all I can think of, though. Can you think of anybody that started off with everybody just booing him to death and he came around? Eric Armstead, kind of. Although Eric fell back into the
Eric Armstead, I don't know.
Contavious Street.
Maybe T.O., because in the beginning he was dropping a lot of passes.
Oh,
and
Jerry Rice was famous for that in the beginning too. People don't know.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice did not catch the ball in the beginning, and all of a sudden now he's maybe the greatest player of all time. So yeah. Okay,
correct.
If you want to go back that far, I'm just looking at the Shanahan and
the
Lynch regime.
Yeah. Okay. So no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
We had a lot more didn't pan out than did pan out. I think it's our 4th and 5th round picks panned out better than the 1st and the 2nd and 3rd. I mean.
You know what, though, Jay?
I don't know, man.
When we picked up Javon Kinlaw, I really did want Henry Ruggs. But Henry Ruggs is having issues, too. The draft, there's no exact science you can apply to the draft. You can go in with all the logistics, all the stats, all the numbers, all the variables that are positives, and still get a kid that comes in and is a bust. And there's some famous busts. So it's really tough.
Right.
I feel sorry for Shanahan and Lynch, but they could maybe.
I do, man, but I think he's got to start learning how to cut bait. I think
knowing when to say no. I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah, and okay, this player ain't gonna pan out. We got to replace him, get somebody who actually can be on the field. Because
we're going to go now, but I tell you what, let's continue with this on Friday when we give up those scores because we got a lot of people calling tonight want to get a piece of this. So, fam, appreciate you. All right, fam. Have a good night, Jay.
Appreciate what you do, Ronbo. You have a good night.
Thanks, Jay. And Vernon Freeman says, come on, Reggie. Football is upon us. Let's get our popcorn ready. Go Niners. Vernon Freeman. Good to see you, family. I see you on Twitter all the time. Thanks for that contribution. And we'll keep out in Tennessee. We go from Jay to the doctor in the house, Papa Dragon.
The 4 horsemen are riding again. We got Mike McGlinchey, a muscle. We got the pretty boy. They call him Deuce. It's nasty, but he is one of the horsemen. And we got the Viking, the killer, George Kittle. And leading the 4 horsemen. Woo! We got the kid stealing, wheel dealing, porn star riding, son of a gun. Woo! Jimmy G money. It's like I said it was going to be the whole time.
Pop, Tony pulled out such a long list of fails. I actually started thinking, oh my God. Tony, I mean, Pop, though, a lot of teams can got a laundry list that's a little dirtier than that. I mean, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking maybe the 49ers. I got to research this. I want to know what other team is pulling a lot of mess ups and in proportion to their good picks. Because we got a lot of good picks, too, though. So, but what do you...
Yeah,
Pop?
ironically, it's the teams that are typically losing all the time. The Lions, Jaguars,
Bears. I mean, not Bears, but Bears got issues too. But the thing is, Cleveland went a decade
Eagles.
always being in the first round pick. Yeah, Eagles.
Yeah.
So
You don't want to when you draft. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you're hurting your franchise, right?
Yeah.
So it's like we drafted heavy on the defensive line.
End up getting fired.
Since Shanahan's been in charge, and guess what? We got the deepest defensive line in the league.
Mm-hmm.
However, the cupboards are bare everywhere else. So I mean,
we got running backs. Oh, well, linebackers.
Look. To me, it's not easy, but it's not that damn hard either. It really isn't. It's like, this current year, when we did our mock drafts and then they had the regular draft, guess what? They skipped over a cornerback. What's his name? Samuel Jr., I think his name is.
Yeah,
They skipped over him.
Yeah.
They skipped over him. He got named. He's a starter now. We took Aaron Banks. So what I'm trying to say is that it's not that much of a science. I don't care what game you play in. Okay, if you have a potential starting NFL cornerback who's the toughest position to fill over a guard, guess what? That's what you do. You pick the cornerback because you can get a guard later. You can get a tackle and switch him to guard, which is what they were going to do with Jalen Moore. But now they're in a little quandary, so they had to move him to tackle.
True. But, you have a lot of friends involved in the NFL. Do any of them ever give you any insights as to what kind of – I mean, when they sit around in a room, the big rooms full of guys, and they start brainstorming, what are some of the things I wonder, do they consider – and the draft is a very scary thing. When you think about it, now we're sitting here thinking, because all of us do mock drafts, and we pretty much know what we want, and a lot of times we're right on target. When I look at you know what you're doing. A lot of your picks were involved and went to great places and doing a great job. Lee is another one. Does a masterful job of. There are those who have insights when it comes to looking up players out of school. Gee, what is the? How did you come about your picks? And would you have picked Jalen Hurd?
You got the first thing. No, because he had injury. I'm not going to draft an injured player in a draft. To me, an injured player shouldn't be drafted. That's my opinion. Jalen Hurd had a knee coming out, and he couldn't run in the combine. I see the potential there, but drafting him, and I understood why they did it. I understood the risk. I wouldn't have done it because the 49ers have led the league in drafting injured players. They've led the league in that for far too long. And I think there has been a paradigm shift because this year, the players that they drafted, none of them really had an injury history except for Ronbo. So, but no, I wouldn't have done it, but because he was injured coming out. So again, you're talking about playing with the injury, practicing with the injury, throwing your body around. And what your body does when you're injured is that something else will break on your body.
You
So
mentioned
as much
Hufanga,
as
though.
People want to blame.
He's a classic
Hufanga
example.
had injury history too.
Yeah, he's an example of what you're talking about too, though. So that's the scary thing. You don't.
but you got to look at where the injuries are. Look at where the injuries are, though. It's like Hufanga didn't have any major knee injuries and stuff like that. He had shoulders. Yeah. That's from throwing his body around too much. And technically, you can hit harder in college than you can in the pros.
I know, because they'll flag you, boy. I tell you what.
I'm dead serious.
Doc, we did it again. We ran out of time just when we get into the meat and potatoes part.
Oh,
Doc,
just kidding.
I know you. We got to remember to get back to this because we always end up on something that can be explored further. We got to go though. We seem to have a lot of calls tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and see you Friday.
Dang it, production. You're on top of it as always. Subscribe. Click the like button. Donate money to Ronbo Sport.
Thanks, Pop.
Papa Dragon is out.
Appreciate you, fam. I'll see you Friday. And now we go to the man that knows where to have dinner. Better than anybody that you know. If he ain't eating dinner someplace at a establishment, he's got the cuisine sitting right out in front of him. He is known as Storm and Norm. Norm, what time is it?
It's definitely not time to eat at Dante's Pizza, man, because Dante's is, man, this Niner Empire kind of something. I don't even want I don't want a Niners fan to go to Dante's Pizza in Stockton, bro, because it's probably going to be, I don't know, just our curse of Dante's is crazy. Like Dante Pettis, then Dante Johnson. Mm-hmm. What's next?
Dante's Pizza. Boy, don't give me a bad pizza. That kind where the cheese doesn't set up, it's sort of just running all off on the floor and everything. You know that cheese is not real cheese. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
It's gonna be like 5 angry single women on top talking about where Dante at? Outside Niner head coach, where Dante at? No, I'm just playing. I'm trying. But no, what's the situation today, man? What is everybody tripping about today?
Jimmy G declared himself as QB1. But of course, honestly, Kyle tried to tell people a long time ago when they kept asking him. In the beginning, he was very cool about it. And they'd ask him, so, Coach, have you determined who your starting quarterback is going to be for the there's no quarterback.
Is this a no-brainer? The entire okay, look. All right. As a person, okay, this is for the
Garoppologist. Yeah. Norm, you just faded. You dropped out. Oh, you freeze frame. Oh no.
I'm freeze frame right here. Hold on. Whoa.
Now you're okay. Now you're okay.
All right here. Okay, so all the Garoppologists and Sir Lancelots. Where am I still freeze framing?
No, you're cool.
All right. Y'all should have seen this coming from the gate, right? Dude, all right, look, okay. How about this? Okay, so if you were paying $27 million for a service, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it was a quarterback or if it was free gas for a year or HBO, whatever it was, you want the best. You want the full benefits of that service that you're paying for. Otherwise, you're going to
cut him.
You're not going to have that
You're not
service.
Going to sit around and just hold on to him and let him get beat out. Cut him. Get him out of here and get some of this money back.
And then, especially since you paid your rookie, like real rookie money, like first class money. Come on, bro. Like, stop playing with us, bro. They know what they're doing. You know what? Again, people don't give enough shout out to Peter Prague, man. The Prague, man. Don't give enough shout out to Prague, man. Nobody.
Dude, I got to remember that.
Set this thing up real nice, though. You feel me? Like, it was like the Buccaneers. How did the Buccaneers get everybody, all those senior citizens they got on their team? How did they get that back?
Hey, all of them. Prague can learn from him. I go through that. I look at him and the Dallas Cowboys. Norm, you know the Dallas Cowboys.
Who?
Wait, no, let me clarify why I said that, though, real quick. The only reason Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are the number one professional franchise, money-wise, on the planet.
Money-wise, because the stadium
is ridiculous.
They got a cool stadium that only hosted 2 playoff games in its entire. Shut. Leave me alone with them Cowboys, bro. Anyway, all right, so
it bothers me anyway. God, how come?
And only one of them, they 1-1 in their own house at the place. Stop playing with us, bro. We 2-0 in the playoffs. Now I'm talking about these Cowboys, bro. I'm talking about these Niners, bro. I'm talking about, like, look, how is everybody tripping about something that we already knew? I mean,
Some people still have,
regardless of how much,
some don't
how
still
much
don't believe it.
person hate or love Jimmy G, you got to look at the numbers. You just got to look at the numbers. You already know how that was gonna go.
Yeah.
Just, but my thing is, why is everybody still worried about the offense?
I know, right? Well, in that case, Norm, you got like the people we picked up, and you heard Tony read a long list of players that have been failures as far as draft picks. And at this point, we're keeping count. We're going to have some more next year. Javon Kinlaw and Jalen Hurd are being scrutinized pretty heavily, particularly today. And Norm, do you
This
have?
team is getting
We got 1
scrutinized
minute.
pretty heavily. Huh? What happened?
We got 1 minute for you to give
No,
your
I
feeling
said
on that.
this team is getting scrutinized pretty heavily, and you know why? It's because anytime that they bring up the NFC West and somebody wants to come in here and say, "Well, the Los Angeles Rams are gonna," and they be like, "No, no, no, no. There is somebody out there that's been slowly creeping up on everybody. Every time they get healthy, they start slapping people around in their division and everybody else in the league. So I don't know why everybody's worried about. I've got a lot of complaints about why they didn't put Trey Lance at QB1 and QB2. He gonna play, and they gonna show you why everybody keep talking about these Niners is finna slap everybody around. And that's, I guess that's all I have time to say.
Hey, there you go. And we can't wait to see all this stuff materializes. Norm, I'll tell you what, fam, I can't wait to see you Friday because I know you got something to say about these scores. I'll be looking for you.
Oh yeah, I know. Look, Trey scores. That's all I know.
There you go. There's 7, if nothing else. All right, man.
Yeah, and it's Niners all day. So what? 7 touchdowns?
Hey, I like that better.
It's Niners all day. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out, Norm. And B. Ham. B-Ham? B-Ham maybe rolling that big, beautiful rig of his. Well, B-Ham's got a great cab in that truck, too. I love it. This is just a guy, too. It's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Show, this is like exactly what you needed for tonight's subject matter because you can, I don't know, Show, I don't know if anybody can amplify beyond Dion and his real feelings about Mrs. Hurd's baby boy. I don't know if he's the oldest son or what, and then there's QB1. Were you surprised tonight that Jimmy came out and declared himself as QB1? Show.
No, I was not surprised. I was not surprised at all by that one bit. The only quarterback that I felt that could have gave a run for Jimmy Garoppolo's money, brace yourselves, was Mac Jones.
Joe, you just like to grow. You know you're going to get a whooping for that, don't you? Don't go on the chat for a little while.
I don't care. It's the truth.
Mac did pretty well.
You know, he was the most. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. But we all knew that Jimmy Garoppolo, since they didn't get rid of him, they were trying to in the off season, and nobody wanted his contract, and that said enough in itself that he was going to be the starter week 1. I don't know why people were tripping or shocked about this. This shouldn't even be breaking news.
Show. Jimmy has really soured some people to the degree that they can't think like that. All they know
they're just
is
blinded. They're just
they want
blinded
him
by
out
hate.
Of here. Yeah.
They're just blinded by hate.
Yeah.
They're blinded by hate. So that's all it is. And as far as Jalen Hurd goes, Ronbo, I am actually a partner of Dion's prosecution team, and there's nobody better else to amplify even more as to why Jalen Hurd does not deserve a roster spot on this team. Number one, people, the experiment is over, okay? It is over. There is nothing left to see. It's done. He's had 3 years on this team. He had 3 shots on to prove himself. He's had 3 years to get healthy, and he couldn't do it, okay? He couldn't do it. He kept getting hurt after hurt after hurt every single year. Ronbo, if you were the owner of this team and you were writing $1 million checks each year, after the 3rd year, wouldn't you be pissed off and say, look, I'm tired of wasting my money, on a guy who cannot produce.
Honestly,
wouldn't you be mad?
Yeah, but
You're
here's the thing
wasting
is,
millions of dollars.
if I'm writing $1 million checks, money's probably no object to me. I only worry about the league rules and penalty fees and things like that. I think the York family is probably not really worried about that as much as, but they do want to win. And yeah, you don't want to give away players or let players go that could have been contributing, and keep the player that's sort of going to be sitting around on your bench. Yeah, well, that would bother me.
Ronbo, this is a cutthroat business. Most teams would have cut Jalen Hurd after year 1. If he got hurt again in year 2.
Show us a play, boy. Whoa.
Tony, the Falcons fan, shout out to Tony, who calls in here all the time. Arthur Blank would have cut him after year 1. He doesn't give a shit. Excuse my language, but if you're not producing on the field, he'll cut your ass.
Yeah, Kyle is very.
Kyle's ego is getting in the way. This is all that it is.
But so do you think it's all that? And does Kyle develop a relationship?
It is.
He's
Ronbo,
a player's coach.
He doesn't like to be wrong.
Well, that's true. Well, that's honest. That's absolutely true. But I think Kyle, he gets close to his players. We know Belichick doesn't like any of his players. All he wants is for them to get out there and play good football. But could you run a team like that with a very? Go ahead.
No, you can't run a team like that because that's nepotism, and that gets you into a lot of trouble. I mean, if there are guys that are producing better than some other guys who keep getting injured and deserve to be on this team, then you're not going to go anywhere very far. You're not going to go very far. I mean, that's all it boils down to, because you need players to produce and contribute to help you win. And Jalen Hurd is not doing that.
I look at Solomon Thomas, and I felt about Solomon Thomas. And then I got to tell you, when his sister died, the way she died, well, suddenly I was a Solomon Thomas fan. I really was hardcore about it. Look at Joe Williams. He had a problem with his family as well. And I said, oh, poor guy. He can't play football with that kind of weighing heavy on his mind like that. So I was really scared for him. And I get to thinking, oh, man, these guys, I don't know. Dante Pettis, I didn't have a lot of sympathy for him because I know he can play, but he just doesn't want to because he's got so many other things going. You know what I mean? So I got to say, man, Reuben Foster, he's got mental issues.
And I tried warning people about that. I got so crucified for doing that. Oh, you're crazy. You're too crazy to give up a player that early. And look what happened.
He was such a bomb at Bama, though. Good Reuben. I was so excited when we drafted him. Wow! 32? Go! Whoa! Right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not.
The Jalen Hurd experiment is over. And Phil brought up the guaranteed contract tonight, and he also left out that there's also a injury settlement clause in the contract that is on every player's contract, even including rookies. You can't leave that out. So there's nothing guaranteed in the NFL when it comes to money.
That's true.
Every team can get out of a player's contract with an injury settlement if they feel that they're not producing enough. And the Hurd experiment is done. Just there's nothing to see anymore, Ronbo. That's what ended Todd Gurley's career in tendonitis, arthritis too.
So we got to go. I agree.
All right. Shout out to the TNT fam. Shout out to Dion, the Rev, Tony, all the guys. You all have a great night and take care.
You do, Joe. Always appreciate you, fam.
All right.
I hope we got time for us Friday, too.
No problem.
All right. Night, Joe.
I'll for sure. All right. Good night.
Yeah, I tell you. Charles. Charles. My main man, Charles. Let's go back and see if B-Ham is ready. Hey, B-Ham. Oh, wait, Charles. Charles is back? So we saw a flickering light on your phone, Charles. All right. Charles is not there. All right.
Hey, what's going on, Ronbo?
Hey, there you are. Well, Charles, as you know, and you know how I am, I watch a player get beat up by the fans, and for some reason, there's something that makes me gravitate toward players that are just getting beat up, piled on. See, Charles, I could never own an NFL franchise because I'm too soft. I really am. I got sympathy for Jalen Hurd, but plenty of people will throw him in the garbage and would not hesitate. And by the way, Charles, and Kyle wouldn't say it, but Jimmy G would have said, I'm quarterback one. Charles, your feeling on quarterback one, are you going to be okay with that? Jalen, we're looking at now, it looks to be like Trey's going to be okay. He was throwing the ball today, so that's not as serious as they thought it was going to be. I mean, I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be serious because, I mean, Elway had a similar situation and took him out for a year. And as I say, and then we got the Jalen Hurd situation. They put him on the IR, or they're about to. That's 3 years. 3 solid years. I don't know. Charles, your feeling on these matters?
You know, I told you the other night, I was really hoping that this guy would be able to play, but obviously he wasn't. You know, I remember watching him play. He ran like a tight end. You know, he kind of ran like Ross Dwelly. You know, he's supposed to be faster than Ross Dwelly, but he was running like that. He just wasn't confident, and I didn't know if that was rust or what. But you know, I don't like. I'm with everybody else. I think they should just cut their loss and do an injury settlement or just release them like they do everybody else. But
I think it's coming up in 3 weeks too. I really do. When you think about it in this conversation we're having tonight, I think they're entertaining that thought. He gets to go to the IR one more time, and then they're going to do probably just that.
Yeah, because what's the difference between now and 3 weeks? 3 weeks.
That's why I know he's not going to heal up in 3 weeks. Because if he was, it looked like it. We'd notice.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just think that we should cut our loss and move on. I hate Shanahan is running his team like this. You know, we need guys who are well, and I hate what we're doing this. We need to let him go and move on. We could have found somebody, another 6'5", 230-pound guy in the draft that could take his place by now. You know, we should have been done that. And I was listening to the guy who was talking about all the missed draft picks that the 49ers are. I'm like, man, as a team owner, I would have fired Shanahan last year, or at the end of the offseason, at the beginning of the offseason.
Well, you'd have to fire both of them then. You'd have to get Lynch and Shanahan.
I would let them go. No, you don't. You just find somebody else that Lynch can work with. Someone that's strong. You can keep Lynch. But
remember, Charles, Jed
I know they came
wants
in together.
A coach, but Jed wants a coach to pick out his own general manager, so he doesn't have that Trent Baalke situation ever again. I think that made Jed crazy.
Yeah. Well, I understand that, but I mean, we need to let these guys. We need to let them go. I think we're going to see what actually comes into fruition this year pertaining to this coaching staff and this management staff, and we'll see, man. We got too many draft picks that are just bust. And this year we got Aaron Banks. He can't go. I'm like, is he gonna be another bust?
I know, right? Another candidate.
Yeah. And so
another failure potential.
Yeah. And
he
and then
to be worried about.
And then he had on number 65. And 65 reminds me of the guy we had from USC. The one who could never stay on the field, who was like Jalen Hurd. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait. Was he the offensive lineman?
He was a lineman, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't they try to make him play center as well? Yeah, I remember.
I'm not.
That SC guard.
He went from us.
No,
yeah,
I'm thinking.
He went from us.
Yeah.
He went from us to the Raiders, and then he didn't play for Raiders much, and then he got bounced out of the league. But this guy, he reminds me of him. Another Pac-10 guy.
Because I'm thinking about the guy you're talking about that I'm thinking about is maybe from Stanford, the right guard.
Yeah, Stanford.
Or left guard.
Joshua Garnett.
Yeah.
Joshua, yes.
Garnett. Yeah.
Garnett made everybody mad.
He reminds me of Joshua Garnett, man.
You know what? His name, the first thing I thought about too. Oh no.
Yeah, man. I hate this. But if these picks they don't pan out this year, I just think these guys ought to. I think the team owner needs to let these guys go, man. I'm so sick and tired of bad
who you gonna? Because we're gonna run out of time. Charles, you know what? I gotta remember to ask you next time because we're gonna have to go. I need to know, who do we hire? I'm scared to death of who we bring in more than anything else. But anyway,
there's so many coaches that have potential. You just got to find them, and then bring them to your team.
All right, Charles. We're gonna go. I'll see you Friday evening before game time. All right.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, man.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Charles.
Nick Mike, this is Castle Mike Radio Takeover.
This is Daniel Serrano says, fam, check out Steve Young's book. And Steve Young wrote a book. Daniel, thanks for that contribution. Oh, wait, there you go, fam. Steve Young's got a book out. I think I heard something about that, too. Yo, B. Ham. B. Ham. BM, he could be over in that big, beautiful truck of his dozing. Oh, God. Man, I really do worry. One thing that Shanahan and Lynch have done, they've really developed a nice environment in San Francisco. This is the only thing I scares me. I like that. Something good's going to come of that shortly. Eric!
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Eric, man, we're looking at the QB1 thing. It seems like whether Shanahan wants to tell anybody or not, Jimmy went ahead and told everybody. That's one thing. And is that okay? Also, Jalen Hurd's probably going on the IR now, as we got the bad news today that no, Jalen will not be available this weekend. And Eric gives out a very telling.
Great.
Yeah, I know. It's really. Man.
All right. First things first. Let me get started on Jalen Hurd.
Yeah.
Let me just say a couple things. All right. When we drafted Jalen Hurd, we drafted him in the third round, I believe.
Yeah, because we got Debo first, and then Jalen the next round. Yeah.
Yeah. Originally we were not going to take Jalen Hurd. Originally we were going to take DK Metcalf, but Seattle stole him from us.
Wait. Eric, where did you get that information from? Where'd you find that out?
I remember reading it. I think even you talked about it.
I was crying about DK Metcalf before the draft. Weeks before, I was saying, DK Metcalf. I didn't even know what I was talking about. All I know is this guy looks awesome, and the dude runs fast. And I bet and then I heard about his combine cone drill. I said, uh-oh. And then that was when I wondered. But go ahead.
But yeah, I remember reading about it, and I know we were going to take DK. He went, I think 2 picks in front of Jalen Hurd, and we took Jalen Hurd over Terry McLaurin, who is now in Washington, who is basically a top 15 receiver now. That's not a good thing. Other offensive players, Rumble, that we passed up on, they're running backs, but David Montgomery and Devin Singletary, both running backs who I would say are really, really good right now. So that's just 2 of that. And then as far as Dante Pettis, who we basically whipped on.
Hey, Eric, don't leave out the best part about Pettis. We drafted up to get him because somebody said the Cardinals were threatening to pick him up. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we took him over Christian Kirk, who went to Arizona, who's
Mhm.
actually contributing to Arizona.
They got the better end of that deal,
We
and they
took
didn't have
him
to trade
over.
up. Yep.
Yeah, we took him over basically who now is probably the best safety in football, and Jesse Bates over in Cincinnati. Who's another
didn't-
guy? DJ Chark, who right now is the number 1 receiver over in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And we
runs
took him over
4-3.
Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we took him over Josh Jackson, who I believe led the league in interceptions this year, I believe. A lot of people say he's overrated, but when you're catching picks, that doesn't matter. Basically, what I'm trying to say is
Yes. How many more names? It's just really, it's embarrassing.
yeah, it is. It really is. There's I can go down this list, and there's guys like Justin Reed right here, who is a safety for Houston now. There's more guys. Michael Gallup over in Dallas, who's basically their second guy now. We took him over. We took Dante Pettis over him.
Well, that wide receiver that everybody was talking about that's over in Minnesota, Eric, didn't we have a shot if we wanted to go get him?
I believe we did. We took Ayuk, 22, I think?
Yeah, we took Ayuk. Yeah, at least it was way down there. I don't know if it was in 20 or 30 or what, but I do know it was way down the list. And everybody was talking about that dude before the draft. And he goes over to Minnesota, and he was the hottest rookie in the league as far as wide receivers.
Mm-hmm. We took Ayuk with the 25th pick, and Justin Jefferson went 3 picks ahead of him.
Justin Jefferson. And here's the thing, Eric, I'm not knocking Ayuk. I would have taken Ayuk at 32. I wanted 2 wide receivers anyway. So see, I want to build this room to where it gets to the point where everybody else has got a great room of wide receivers like Atlanta Falcons. How come we can't have? Can you imagine Justin Jefferson and Ayuk on this? Along with Debo. Oh, God.
To me, Ronbo, it's always been, I feel like Kyle has always picked the scheme fit guy over the best player available, or like the obvious pick. Like I don't mean to sound like a hater, but let's be honest, DK Metcalf is always going to be better than Deebo Samuel. That's just it. The potential of DK is just, his potential is number 1 in the league.
I agree,
he's
but I
not
will
there yet, but
I know this, but I'll never admit to it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's very irritating, and obviously, and now CeeDee Lamb, who I think Peter Schrager, I think, even said that CeeDee Lamb was going to end up being the best receiver in the league this year, over Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup, which is, it's extremely frustrating to hear those type of things. Because imagine if we took DK and CeeDee Lamb or something like that. That's just, but it's a bunch of what ifs. And I feel like on this team, that's what we really are. That's why I don't really see us as a Super Bowl team this year.
Well,
There's a bunch of what ifs on this team, Rombo.
But every team has a few of those,
Yeah, but I think for us, it's everywhere, though. It's everywhere. It's what if the receivers can stay healthy? What if the QBs can stay healthy? What if George Kittle can stay healthy?
One or
what if
the
the
other.
offensive line can stay healthy? Yeah,
I agree.
It's everywhere along this team.
Eric, we're out of time. I'll see you tomorrow or Friday. It's gonna get better.
All right, Rombo. I'll catch you later.
Good night, Eric. There are times when we have conversations and we seem to uncover skeletons and really bad things. Tony, mahalo, my man. Tony's got a head up. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate you, fam. And there's Steven. Steven, get in here, man.
What's up, Ronbo?
Steven, I love some things.
Man.
Steven, I always love the things you say because, have you been over to the comments and people love to go find Steven, and you always leave a lingering effect. That's what I love about you. That gives food for thought for people who don't appreciate what you said.
Because, man,
Everybody
hear me
knows
out
you.
on this, man. Hear me out on this, man.
All right.
It's Kyle's ego. Like the past few callers that have won before me, it's Kyle's ego on this one. Because here's the thing. Jalen Hurd hasn't played a single snap ever since he got hurt. Nonstop. He played one game, and that was like less than a quarter. And him playing preseason was a nice little treat for us. But for him to go back on the IR and us letting go of Webster for him, that's the biggest kick in the nuts I've ever felt on this team. I mean, easily. CJ
Okay, but
Beathard.
Steven, but one thing I just want to say about that though, because Tony pointed this out too. Webster was going to be on special teams. We don't return the ball at a rate that would actually justify. I know what you're saying because I really wanted Webster too. But you look at that, and if you look at it, apply full sense on it, maybe it's better than nothing though with Webster. Now I see what you're talking about, but go ahead.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, I love Webster. I mean, I vouched for him from the very beginning. Webster was someone we needed to keep. And I mean, it's just, I mean, I hate it. I hate it. I hate the thought that we have Jalen Hurd.
Don't watch the Bears this year because Webster's going to do a great job.
Ronbo,
every time he doesn't return, I'm going to pass out. I just know it.
I told you. I've said it before. Mac Jones and Justin Fields, they're going to come back to haunt the 49ers. They are. And whether it be, us picking a stationary and Kyle wanting a stationary QB, or whether we wanted Justin Fields and we decided to go with Trey Lance. Yeah. Somehow, some way, and here's the thing, and I want everyone to realize this. Is that there is, ever since Trey Lance got in the picture, there is a split between Shanahan and Lynch, and you can feel it. You can feel the tension. Oh, easily. What was the one thing that John Lynch said when we finally picked up Trey Lance as a final decision? He said, and if I'm not mistaken, verbatim, he said, well, I wanted this, but, Kyle, me and Kyle finally settled on this.
Oh.
And I can't remember word for word, but there was a shift in that moment between Kyle and John Lynch. And that sticks with me because I'm like, okay, now we see Steven, where everything's going apart.
But do you actually believe? Do you know what it might have been that they may have had to compromise on? I'm wondering, what instance what player was involved? Do you think?
It has to be QB, and I have a good feeling, Ronbo. I had a strong feeling that it was Justin Fields.
Okay, who do you think John wanted? Because the thing is, there may have been some truth to Kyle Shanahan wanting Mac Jones. People don't want to admit it because somebody keeps repeating, Kyle no longer wants a statue in the pocket. Well, I said, well, Jesus Christ, Kyle is the one who told him to stand there. So how is that supposed to be true? So,
I'll say this. Kyle Shanahan seemed to have wanted Justin Fields more. And the reason why is because Justin Fields is a lot more accurate. His potential is still there. He's a lot faster, and he's a lot more off script. And Kyle, and especially stationary, I'll say it straight. Justin Fields is a better stationary QB than Trey Lance by far. If Justin Fields has a good pocket presence and he's just chilling there, throwing the ball, slinging it, he has no worry. He's willing to take the hit. He already took his beatings. He already took his lickings. And every time he stands in the pocket, he's throwing dimes. And when he's on the move, he's throwing dimes. Trey Lance, he's on the move, he does good. But when he stands still, he's bad. And that is something that doesn't click with me. And I'm like, man, we could have had Justin Fields. Justin Fields moved all the way down to number 13.
Well, you got Lee's vote over New Zealand. Lee was hardcore. Justin Fields, he had a name for him and everything. So yeah.
I'll be real. I was fine with all three QBs, but my number one draft pick that I really wanted the 49ers to go for because it seemed like a writing on the wall was Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. Well, easily. And the fact that this whole stigma between Ohio State QB suck, no, that's not going to happen with him because look at what he's doing with the Chicago Bears. And I mean,
Steven, before we run out of time, though, I do want to know, since you opened that can of worms, do you think Mac Jones was ever really in the mix? And is Kyle playing it off like, come on, man, I didn't want no Mac Jones?
No, yeah. I had a feeling he's in the mix because for them to go to the camp and see what he's about kind of said everything. Now, do I think it was kind of like a ploy of like, oh, we're going to trick Bill Belichick into getting this guy because we really want Justin Fields or Trey Lance? That's neither here nor there. I mean, that remains to be said. But the thing is it looked like Mac Jones was going to be a pick, and people were like, "Oh man, come on, man, really?"
Stephen, he had a terrible pro day, just awful.
He had a terrible pro day.
So
but look at what he's doing now with the Patriots. Look at what he did to Cam Newton.
I
So
know.
it's like,
Things are deceiving. So
work shows.
It's amazing.
Work
Stephen,
shows.
I know. He looks good over there. That offense is fitting him perfect. Anyway, Stephen, great stuff. I want to see you Friday. All right.
All right, I'll see you Friday. And then for someone I saw in the chat, someone asked me if I did some of my eyebrows. No, I didn't. Nah, lighting can do a lot for a person. I'll tell you that. All right, have a great night, Ronbo.
You too, Stephen. Looking forward to Friday. All right, fam. Oh, God. Well, let's go back and check on Beham. Beham. Be. Huh? I've never talked to this person. I already like them because their name is Cheddar Man. Cheddar.
Hey, what's up with it, Ronbo?
Cheddar Man, you and me, man, I'm already like, your name has already got me going, man. I'm loving you already. Cheddar Man, we're sitting there talking about Jimmy G and him announcing today what Kyle Shanahan wouldn't, that he's quarterback one, and your feeling on that matter. And is Kyle Shanahan still trying to fool people? And no, actually, Kyle's not trying to fool people. He told everybody a long time ago. And then, Cheddar, poor Mrs. Lance's child is just getting whooped on by the Niners. The fan base is just not liking the fact that he came out there and teased us 3 years ago. And ever since then, we've been waiting to see what we had. And what we had is going back on the IR, probably be announced tomorrow. Cheddar, your feelings on these things?
Oh, man, the Jalen Hurd stuff is disappointing because we was able to see that guy had that great game a couple of years ago. And
Yes.
We were super thought he was going to turn into a great player. I know at least I did with the size and the speed and all the measurables. I was super excited about that dude developing, but I'm with the fans. It's over. It's done. Yeah, no reason to keep waiting for somebody that can't even stay healthy. It's pointless, man. We could use that spot on a different player, bro.
Now, that's what I was going to ask you. Now, who would you like to have kept, though?
That's the problem, Ron. But there's nobody there, though. That's why he's able to make the team. There's not enough guys. Oh, man, wide receiver room. So,
I mean, River Craycraft was all right. But I don't know if I got to choose between River and a hurt healing up, that would be a tough decision to make, right? That's a good point you make too.
It's still not enough, bro. Because honestly, this fan base and the way I feel, this team can be as good as the one that went to the Super Bowl. It's really set up the same way. I mean, honestly, I think they got to make another trade at the trade deadline, like they did that one year to get Emmanuel Sanders. But that's an issue. What do you think is the strongest unit on this team?
Defensive front is without a doubt that the whole defensive front line, that trench unit is deadly.
No doubt about it.
And they don't even need to stay healthy. They got plenty
no doubt
of people.
about it. It's deep. It's all the way deep down to Zach Hurd because I like what he brings to the team is pretty deep. But what about the weakest unit on the team?
See, that's everybody keeps saying it's a secondary. I don't know if that's true though. When I look at them, I look at the depth of the secondary. But when I look at who's involved in the secondary, Manuel Mosley can play. And Jason Verrett is back to Pro Bowl form. But there's nobody behind. And the Shark, K'Wan Williams, every time we play, I forget sometimes. I always ask about the third quarter. Wait a minute. Where's Tyler Lockett? What happened to Cooper Kupp? Is he playing? You know, when you start asking questions like that, Cheddar, somebody is taking care of business, and that'd be the Shark. Them people ain't doing, they're here today. They can't get nothing done.
So it's not the secondary. People are saying, it's not so. So what truly is the weakest unit on the team there, Ronbo?
Beyond that, special teams, maybe.
Nah, to me, it's gonna be wide receiver, bro. It's gonna be wide receiver because
You think so?
you got Trent Sherfield. Yeah, I mean, you top heavy with the 1-2, but after that, it's a drop off at the 3, and the 4, and the 5. If you really want to keep it real, I mean, we carrying 5 wide receivers, right?
Well, yeah, it looks
And
like.
I mean, shit. Come on, bro. You talking with Sanu? So, like, let's be realistic. He's 32. He should be out the NFL, not in it at that age.
You make a good
Just
point.
keep it real, bro. That's a hole. And then Trent Sherfield has no. I mean, look at his car. I mean, look at his career statistics for 3 years. There's nothing there that proves that he could be a solid. So we hoping and wishing and shit. There's nothing solid in stone at that third. I mean, you got Sanu, but he's 32. So what are you really expecting? I don't. I just see that being a question mark in offensive line. After the starters, those backups.
I almost went offensive line because of the depth.
Those dudes is kind of weak, bro. But I mean, I still think, like you said, a 8 to 10 wins for us is what I'm thinking. But we got to stay healthy, bro. This team got to stay healthy.
But Cheddar, you got to remember too. Now we're not playing a whole lot of kick-ass teams, so we may back into the playoffs with a 12-win season, and it won't be that difficult when you look at who we're playing. Some of those teams out there is in trouble. We start off with a team that's in trouble. We go the second week, the Eagles are not that scary right now. And then week 3, you get to deal with a man who's lost. Devontae said, man, I ain't going to be playing till y'all pay me my money. And then he's got Bakatari, one of the best left tackles in the league. He's not going to be there. Now, what's Aaron going to rely on? See? And if his offensive line can stop that defensive front, he's going to look like he did the last couple of times we've seen him in 2019. So I'm not worried about that game. And the Seahawks, I think the mystique of the Seahawks is about to wear off, Cheddar.
Facts. I'm with you.
I don't think they can fool anybody no more this year.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. So, yeah, man, we're going to see how this stuff going to play out. I'm super excited, man. And shit, just let the games begin. We're going to watch football tomorrow, see how that,
I know, right? Can't wait.
Yeah, man.
It's exciting knowing that, especially just the boys. Anytime I'm seeing them boys get their butt handed to them, boy, I'm happy that a hog in a pool of mud in the middle of July. Hey, Cheddar, so glad to meet you, fam. Let's see you Friday, all right? Cheddar? Yeah. Cheddar, bring that score with you, too, when you come back. Prediction. That's what we do on Friday. It cannot be the former cornflake kid. He's grown up now. We have to respect him and call him Tyler. Tyler!
Ronbo, my man.
Tyler, so good
I
to
don't think
hear
I've
from you.
talked to you since we even drafted Trey Lance, man. I've gotten so busy with my life, man. So
I could see that, you know.
Been a minute.
Look at you. I mean, you sound manly now. You're talking about responsibilities. I bet you're in love now, too, aren't you?
no, I think people have to be interested in for that to happen. But anyway,
You got to
talk about
You
that.
develop that sense of humor, too.
yeah, we're getting there, but I got to work on myself and get some things right first. But
All right. Well, keep at it. You'll be okay.
have I?
Tyler-
Do you remember? Have I talked to you since we drafted Trey Lance or no?
No, I'm not talking to you since the draft. You, like you say, you've been really busy.
Yeah,
Because you would have said
I don't
something
know if
by
I called
now.
you draft night or what.
No.
I don't remember.
No, I would have remembered.
But it's been a while.
Yeah. Well, Tyler, give us some of your insights now, man. I mean, we're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo is going to continue to be QB1. It's like somebody said, unless Trey Lance would have came in and just blew everybody away. Apparently, he didn't do enough, so Kyle is going to stick with his vet. And then you got, I don't know if you got any sympathies toward Trey Lance, Jalen Hurd or not, but few people do. I mean, Tyler, your feelings?
I'm Tyler. I'm very tired of Jalen Hurd, honestly. I've been hearing about him for 2-3 years. Dude cannot stay on the field. Like, literally, he just played in a preseason game and then got hurt in practice. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
twice.
Come on. Come on. Even I wouldn't get hurt that quick. Like, come on. Anyway, I think we all knew Jimmy Garoppolo was going to be the starter. That was undisputed. Kyle announced that 3 months ago, and the media is still a little behind. They want it to be something so much. They want Trey to start so much. that they're literally just keep asking because they want to hear a different answer. Kyle gave the answer a few months ago.
And what's so silly about that is they wouldn't have had to ask. Kyle would have told them right up. He would have told them as soon as he came up with that. He would have said, "There's been a change." He would have said. He would have told them. But if to keep asking him every week, and sometimes we were having 2 and 3 media conferences during the summer, 2 or 3 a week, and each and every time they'd ask him like it changed within 24 hours. I said, "All right, you're pissing him off. That's why he's talking to you like that."
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't know if the NFL's rule is on that, like if they have to announce their starters before the first game or not. Because, like, you remember a couple years ago, Tua Tagovailoa, or however you pronounce his name, he came into the Alabama game, threw the game-winning touchdown in the championship.
Right.
And then Saban literally did not announce the starter until Tua walked onto the field. Like, I don't know if the NFL allows that, but I think that's what Kyle wanted to do because the media is just pushing this narrative, but he announced it a few months ago.
Yeah, I think you got to put your roster on. What you have to do is you have to indicate the players that aren't playing. I don't know that you have to name your depth, though. I don't know if that's a mandatory or not, now that you mention it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I think I've heard both ways. Like, I've heard the NFL requires you that Friday or something like that to release your starters, or I don't know what it is. They
could be right. I never
let you
thought
see
about
on
this.
Sunday.
Yeah, because I know that the injury.
Because I remember in 2017 they were talking about that. Like, they were asking, like, I don't know if Hoyer was going to start or something, and then Kyle's like, "You'll see on Sunday." I don't know what the rule is on that.
Because I know your injury list has to be put out there, but I didn't know that about your starters.
And on college, you don't have to announce your starters.
Yeah. Well, that screws up with
Saban
defense.
literally didn't announce the starter.
The coaches, because they've got it. It's like a court case. If you're the plaintiff, the prosecution needs to know, or the defendants need to know what your case is, and you can't be bringing in surprise witnesses and stuff like that. So I guess maybe they conduct themselves similar to that. I don't know. I hadn't thought about that till you just now mentioned
honestly,
it.
though, I have no idea what the rule is, but all I know is, like, I've heard that people keep talking about Bosa and Ford being on a snap count. And this. Like, I don't think we're going to have a problem with Detroit. But then again, like, you never know. Like, their coach is kind of funny, you know. Like, he had that little press conference. He's like, "Oh, if you're knocking down, we're gonna bite a kneecap off on the way
I know,
up."
right?
And, you know, like, so he's intense, but he looks scared. Like, you posted that video. I think
Dan
earlier
Campbell?
today. He looks scared. Like,
He
talking about
does.
Bosa.
You can't unless he's an actor. I mean, Tyler, he put on an awesome performance because to me, he was like totally like, Jesus Christ, look at Debo can do this, this, and this. He's going down a list of things like he's just petrified. So I think, dude, you're a grown man.
Yeah, I mean, really, we shouldn't have a problem. Like, I mean, like if Bosa and Ford, like, I've been telling people, and like, I'm getting really annoyed with the Tampa fans too, because they're like, "Oh, we got the best D-line in the league. We got this, we got that." And I'm just like, here's the thing. They forget how good we were when those guys were on the field at the same time. If you got Bosa and Ford on the field at the same time, and like we got Javon Kinlaw now, which he's gonna have a better second year, and then you got Eric Armstead. Obviously, we got 3 out of the 4 main guys back on the field together. Like, it's over for the rest of the league. Like, if those guys can stay out there, like, they forget how dominant it was.
And Tyler, you just mentioned a few names because that interior now, it almost is
deep. You got
equal
DJ
to the
Jones.
outside, man. We got all kinds of monsters in the inside. That's crazy. So.
Yeah, DJ Jones. Like, DJ Jones is good. You remember that sack he got on Russell Wilson in that Monday night game in 2019?
And look at Kentavious
Blew through the
Street.
line.
He's come around, all right? God. And that guy, Jordan Willis, it's just too bad he got caught for PEDs. I'd love to rotate him and give both D and Nick rest because this dude is good.
And Kentavious Street. 700 pounds he squats.
he's looking like it now,
You remember
too.
that clip?
Yeah. Scared me to death.
He's explosive.
And did you see what happened to
did
Drew
you hear
Brees?
about the other day? Yeah.
What
did you hear about the other day? Robert Saleh, he said that Zach Wilson came to his office, and then he asked him one question, and they were sitting there talking for 4 hours, and he finally told him, he's like, "Okay, you got to leave. You got to go get some sleep."
So they've developed a good relationship then. Good.
Apparently. You got to root for Salah, man. You got to love that guy.
I just do, man. I'm looking for. I'm going to watch Jets games as much as I watch 49ers games. But Jay, we're going to go. Tyler, so good to hear from you again. Let's not let this be.
I'm going to try to get in here more often. I know I said that last time, but
right. That's what I remember. All right. I'm going to hold you to it.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to get in here more often. It might not be, it isn't going to be every night, but maybe I'll try to get in here once a week or something.
All right, that's asking that. If you could do that, we'll appreciate it. All right, Tyler. Always great to hear from you.
Yes, sir.
Have a great night, Tyler.
Yep.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, Ronbo.
All right, bro.
Yep,
Bye.
bang, bang, Niner gang. Win, lose, or tie, Niner till I die. Enjoy the Mo show, y'all. See ya.
Night, Tyler. That guy was just a little kid when he first started calling. Now listen to him. Oh, we already did this. Okay. Hey, B-Ham. Let's see if B-Ham's ready. Yeah, B-Ham is like pulled over and passed out in his... Tony!
Ronbo, how are you?
Tony, doing just fabulous. And Tony, there's reason for that. As I look at Adams says, no chance. Adams extends soon. He throws cold water on the idea of extension before week 1. Will be a free agent after season 2. In other words, I'm tired of playing with y'all. I got to beg you for my money. I'm going to tell you what, I ain't going to have to beg you for nothing. Give me a 1-year contract and I'm gone. You're like, see, the thing is, Tony, you can appreciate this too because the Packers are in the NFC. So the less weapons that Mr. All-World Hall of Famer first balloter Aaron Rodgers has, the better. What do you make of that situation? You believe that? What is wrong with the Packers organization? First of all, they made Aaron mad. Now they're making Adams mad. What? Whoa! Wow.
Yeah. And then when you're there for year after year after year, you get tired of it, and it's time for a change. Stuff like that happens. I don't know.
I'm loving it. And if next year, Tony, who's going to be in the bidding war? Because I tell you right now, if Adams is available next year, somebody's going to lose a job in San Francisco if we can get him. But you know what the money on him is going to be for? What would you pay for Devontae? I mean, not you, because you got all the... Boy, y'all, in Atlanta, you guys don't need to pay no money for no wide receivers. But what would be the cost for him?
I don't know what's DeAndre Hopkins making 22. That's
At
the
least.
bar.
At least. Is D-Hop the highest paid guy now? Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know, Ronbo, because that scale's going up for these receivers. Then you don't want to pay them, and then they get hurt. You feel like you have some investment,
And Tony, all of them got divitude. So when you don't pay them, they take it real personal.
And sometimes even when you do pay them, they take it real personal.
But you know what? It's not a good time. I'm looking at somebody said that Michael Thomas may be for sale soon. N'Keal Harry, who else is on this list? But there's a lot
Grant Thomas, he's in his feelings.
Yeah. Wide receivers are like that, though. I mean, you know for sure, because I don't know. Would you say that Julio, he never showed divitude to me? You were watching him closer, though.
No, Julio's never been a diva. And, like I said, I moved on from Julio. And I told him in my chat, I'm going to miss him. And I don't care if y'all attack me for saying that. The man moved on. He wanted out after 10 years. And that's that. But, some fans take it personal. I'm like, y'all need to stop talking about. They talked about Julio for 35 minutes the other night. I'm like, dude, Julio's in Tennessee working. We need to get ready for Philadelphia. Let's talk about that.
Oh, you probably know somebody. Le'Veon's back in football. What team did he go to?
The Baltimore Ravens.
It is. Okay.
Yep, and Devontae Freeman, who used to be our star back, they worked both of them out. I don't know why they didn't sign Freeman because they lost, J.K. Dobbins, And then they lost the one back out of Oklahoma State. He tore his Achilles. And that's what they went
that
on
just
and got
happened just
Le'Veon
recently.
Bell.
Yeah, it happened a few days ago too. Yeah.
So you might as well sign Devontae Freeman too. Might as well.
You know, I don't want to start no trouble, but Lamar Jackson, Le'Veon, him and Le'Veon gonna be okay?
Le'Veon ain't got no choice. This is his last.
That's his last stop.
But you know what, Ronbo?
Yeah.
Nothing against Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
There's no excuses now. Because that tight end, Mark Andrews, who I wanted, because he played with Baker Mayfield at Oklahoma, and I wanted the Falcons to draft him, but we had Austin Hooper. You know, they just paid him an extension, right? He's the third highest paid tight end of all time now.
Wow.
Mark Andrews.
They did pay him then. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's behind Kelsey and Kittle. So they got him. They drafted a wide receiver this year in the first round. Started Bateman in the first round.
They picked up Sammy Watkins.
Marquise Brown,
Yep.
a first rounder. Marquise Brown 2 years ago in the first round. They got offense. You got all these tools. No excuses. Read the defense and throw the football.
Remember, don't come after me because I made a joke on Twitter. I was just playing, and people got raging mad. I said, Lamar Jackson is the highest paid running back in the NFL. You know, they came after me. But I said, okay, guys, I'm just playing. But you know what? Lamar is not going to be that guy that's going to throw the ball in him often because he knows that nobody can catch him once he starts running. And it's true. Tony, I was so scared that year we played them. I said, oh, my God, we got to play with Lamar Jackson, man. Oh, my Lord. Once he gets out and cuts them cuts he makes in that speed, we got trouble. And we did. We lost.
Yeah, we had to play him, too. He came to Atlanta, and they beat us. We lost. But those running quarterbacks, we faced one Sunday, Jalen Hurd. You got to tell your defense, and it's hard. It's hard when you're out there. The defensive ends and the outside linebackers that are rushing the passer, you got to rush outside in. Stay outside. Stay outside to make them runners cut inside where the help is.
Where the help is. And see, that's what you do. You got to seal the edge. And see, that's why Lamar, and he got mad when people said NFL's going to figure Lamar Jackson out. Well, what you just said is what's going to happen this year. Because don't let him get outside, because if he does, he's going to kill you. Make him run into the beef. You know, Lamar, but Greg Roman got Kyle Kaepernick killed outside, like that.
Yep, if he stays, like if I'm a DN and I'm coming on the pass rush, I'm rushing from the outside. And if he's coming my way, I'm going to get to the sideline before he do instead of chasing him, make him cut back inside.
And I got more time to get there, right? And as a defender, I got more time to get out there than he does. And that should have been
Exactly.
See, that's what we did Kyler Murray. The 49ers fenced his little butt in last year and damn near killed him. So, it doesn't take long. If you're just out there running to be running, you're going to get figured out. Because if you can't pass like Russell Wilson, they're going to get you. Yep.
Him too. Stay outside. Any of them. D ends, outside linebackers, stay outside. I don't care if you don't make the tackle. Make him turn it back in. And if you can get them in, get them in. But if not, you got help.
Yeah. So,
all kind of help.
That's what happens.
I feel bad about Jalen Hurd, man. I'm starting to wonder if he was collecting checks. I don't know how. But it's like there's always something with him.
I tell you, he's Tony, we'll go. And Tony, I can't wait to hear from you. Oh, but I can be back tomorrow, though. Be back Friday, and we can talk about Dallas, because Dallas is still talking, and they're about to get an whooping tomorrow night. I can't wait.
Tampa has a top defense. If you notice, Ronbo, every time we talk, I know offenses, I'm talking defense, because that's going to separate. They don't have one. Why do you think their line is 7.5, 8 points? They're like that on Dallas because they don't have a defense.
Listen,
if they had a defense, the line would be like 3 points.
I feel like setting up shop to watch that game. Hey, how about them Cowboys? I'll see you Friday.
I'll talk to you Friday.
Night, Tony.
Have a good night.
You too. Eric Salazar. Eric, haven't seen you in a long time. How you doing, fam? I know. Anyway, and D-Flow, come on.
Yeah, how's it going, Ronbo?
D-Flow, man, sitting back here, man, we're just checking out things. And tonight I think I'm going to try to make this our last night we whoop up on poor Jalen Hurd. We found out that if there was going to be any controversy or any sudden change in the quarterback one, Jimmy went out and told everybody he was going to be quarterback one because Kyle refused to tell people. And D-Flow, your feeling on the QB1, the Jalen Hurd situation, are you worried about our secondary? Some of the things that are Javon Kinlaw, anything you want to hit upon, let us hear your feelings on that.
All right. Well, as for the Jimmy Garoppolo, it was a given that we all knew he was going to start just because of the preseason, because Shanahan did not let Lance excel to his strength. He said, you know what, get in there and take the sacks. You know, become a pocket passer, don't run.
Yeah.
You know, and then if you look at Justin Fields, what was he doing? Like, they literally schemed for him to look good. They were doing rollouts. They were doing read options. So that's why it was a given, you know, Jimmy was going to start.
But D-Flow.
And as for the Jalen Hurd.
Would you have done that, though, since it's supposed to be vanilla offense? You know, most teams don't expose anything they do in preseason. And they almost got Justin killed. That dude that came around the side, I thought he was going to be concussed for a month. But I think that's by design on purpose. So, yeah. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I would have done more rollouts. I wouldn't have done no read options because I'm pretty sure, because you got to change, like nowadays, if you look at everybody, like I told you last time, you got to change the launch point. Not too many pocket passers are there, so you got to change the launch points.
Yeah.
And as for the Jalen Hurd, like the last time I spoke, I still don't know why the Niners put him on the 53, where this guy hasn't even played a down. And yes, like I said, he did good against Dallas, but what? He was playing against third and fourth strings who are not going to make the team. And he got hurt. He got hurt against third and fourth string defense and corners and safeties.
That in itself is worse.
The ones yet.
Man.
All right. And like I said, if we would have released him, I don't think anybody would have picked him up and put him on the 53, especially from all his injuries from college and the past 2 years of the injuries.
Because normally you can't afford a spot.
Because ain't nobody in Seattle, like I told you, Seattle would not pick him up because they have wide receivers, and he hasn't even proven he can even play against starters. Man. He hasn't even proven he can take a real professional hit. That's what like we could have got Simba Walker,
Webster. Yeah.
We could have got Simba Webster because, like I said, there's 3 phases to football: offense, defense, and special teams. I'm tired of the fair catches. So now we're gonna have Brandon Ayuk out there, and Sanu. Yeah, maybe not, but Sanu and who else? We don't know yet.
Benjamin, maybe.
Yeah, if we bring him up to the games, but if we would have,
I think they're going to do the IR tomorrow. I think they're going to give Hurd's going to go to the IR. I think they're going to bring Benjamin up. I can't imagine another receiver besides Benjamin.
They're going to have to, they're going to have to bring him up because Because if we would have kept Simba, that would have been all right. Check it out. He could have been technically he could have been. Like our other, I can't forget, out of Brentford, the wide receiver who got hurt, tore it up last year against Green Bay.
Oh yeah, Richie James.
Yeah.
If Simba wouldn't have got picked up by the Bears, he would have been on the practice squad, and right now he would be the guy coming to the regular 50 with the top.
He should have been the starter. No, he should have been the starter. I have still no reason why the Niners put Hurd in the 53, where he hasn't even proven anything.
Then there's that.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm still kind of salty about that one. When I saw the 53, I was like, wow, okay. and as a weakest point, still to this day, is offensive line.
You think so?
Because if any of our right guards get hurt, our center gets hurt.
Oh, here comes Tom Compton. Oh man, and Banks ain't ready. Banks might get ready.
Banks ain't ready.
I got some. Maybe he's gonna learn. I think he's just confused about what they're doing out there. Once he gets it, he might be okay. I hope.
Yeah, but a lot of what ifs. What ifs.
Right? Joshua Garnett.
All right, like because Yep, there's a lot of what ifs. And our pass protection. And we got Jimmy Garoppolo as our quarterback, who hopefully he's more mobile and they do more bootlegs this year.
Well, you
more
seen him,
play action rollouts.
You seen him during the Raider game,
he's
Jimmy.
gonna get
You know
killed.
what, Jimmy? That's the misconception. Jimmy's always doing what he was told to do. What I seen in preseason I was pretty sure about anyway. Because when he came to us, Jimmy wasn't a pocket statue. That's Kyle. And now Kyle all of a sudden gave the green light. And now all of a sudden Jimmy's running around. He had pocket feet too. So I think we're gonna see more of that this year anyway. We'll see.
And the main thing is Kyle Shanahan's ego this year. Because last year and the years before, he always had a big ego. Everybody knows he has a big ego, even from his father's days. Like when they're in the doghouse, that's it. You're in the doghouse. Good luck getting out.
You don't get out. Yeah, that's it. You get banished.
And as of right now, look what he's doing to Lance. He's not really giving him up to his strengths, or that we've seen. That what's on the basic vanillas.
Yeah, but he's training.
We haven't seen anything.
You're going to though. He's training Lance. He's got. He wants Lance to go through ABC.
Yeah, hopefully that quarterback coach that he picked can train him.
Scangarello.
That's the main thing.
Kyle will make Trey his personal project. No matter what. It's just a matter. Trey's got to get his pocket presence first because we all know he can run and he's good at it.
Yeah.
But can he work from the pocket? You know how Kyle Shanahan is. You're going to have to orchestrate from the pocket and then run when it's called for. So it's a training period. So that's about. But
and also too, like our wide receivers is good. I like our first 3.5. We got IU, Debo,
3.5,
and Sherfield and Sanu.
Yeah.
And I put the Sanu as a half. He's going to be capable, but we don't know if his body can make it to at least 16 games. I don't think that's Sanu because I don't think his body can take all that. And also too, if he's going to do a special teams, do the kickoff return.
Sanu, I don't think
doing the punt return.
He's not going to. I can't see that. You got too many guys who can do it better. We need speed at that position. D-Flow, we're going to go, though.
That's why we could have
had Webster. I know. You still got speed. You got what's his name?
Yeah, but
we'll
we
see.
have speed with special teams on that for basically Hurd. Even let's say if he wasn't hurt, he still probably wouldn't have dressed until week 8, probably.
Yeah. That's it. All right, Phil.
Because
we
really
got to go.
Into football shape.
I'm going to tell you what, I look for you Friday, D-Flow.
All
right, Phil. Have a great night.
All right, Ronbo. Have a good night.
You too. And Trez out of Atlanta, GA, one of the founding members of TNT. Wait a minute. Trez, wait. TNT. There it is. Okay.
Hold up, wait a minute, Ronbo, gone and put some red and gold up in it.
The shower is falling, red and gold, shimmering and bright. Trez, one thing I always enjoy about you, and especially these kind of situations we got going on tonight with the topic of the conversation, because you're going to point out some things about Jalen Hurd that nobody else has probably mentioned yet. And also, the quarterback controversy seems like it may have came to a close for now. Trez, your feeling?
Ronbo, why? Why?
Which one?
Tell me, how does a guy show up in the 11th hour and make a 53-man roster? Why? And you send a good return, seems like, because we hadn't seen the guy play in a regular NFL season returning kicks for us. But the potential, you can see the potential there. Why?
And loved it.
Why, Ronbo? Why?
Well, I can tell you what Kyle said, because I'm not picking up players due to their special teams ability. Yeah, Kyle's got this thing. If you can't do more than one job, other than especially if you're a workman and you can't do anything but return. I don't have time for. Well, Kyle, why'd you bring him over there then? You knew that when you brought him in. So that's why I keep asking.
Exactly. Jalen Hurd has been nothing but a disappointment, and should have been released this year. Not even considered really to make the 53-man roster. I mean, and I told you that Kyle has a problem with turning the page on guys that he drafted.
Yeah.
He has a problem. He don't know when to leave a chick he's been dating that just won't, give him a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
She keeps leading him on, and he just don't know when to say goodbye. That she really is not interested in it.
She stole the money off the coffee table, didn't tell him. So
exactly,
it is interesting.
Exactly, Ronbo, and I'm so mad about the situation because I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
This kid ain't gonna play for us, man. We ain't getting nothing out of him. All the Kyle transgressions, man. He done made all the mistakes he done made. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make sense. But now turning to the quarterback situation, we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see both of them sprinkled in this game.
You think
I don't
so?
think
this week?
Yeah.
Because
this
my
prediction is
because if
my
Detroit,
prediction that Trey comes in and probably on third series. Yeah. We should be up 14. We should be up 14. Man. He'll get sprinkled in.
Just score it, Will.
He'll get sprinkled in, man.
Yeah. Because the 49ers is hungry.
Yeah.
So Detroit.
Well, I still have this game being 27-17. I ain't got it being a total blowout.
Okay.
But
trust,
I got 27-17.
What I could deduct from what you're saying is the 49ers going to do like they did the first two games last year when they played hardcore defense for 4 quarters until the last couple of minutes, and they just sort of, y'all go, don't pull the muscle. Let him go and have that. He ain't got but a minute and 30 seconds now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, and I'm excited for the season. I'm ready for some football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Tomorrow night.
But like I said, again, I'm just so disappointed that we didn't keep Webster, man. We sit up here.
Everybody loved Webster.
This Jalen Hurd thing, man. I knew it, Ronbo. I called it. I told you. I said, why is we dealing with this guy? How did he make this roster? But, again, Kyle Shanahan.
And you know what? Here's the thing, Tress. If we sat down and talked to Kyle right now, he would explain to us, because people ask him these questions, and that's where I got to think about where Kyle says, man, I don't keep people just for special teams. I said, you know what? You knew okay. But you never gave him a shot as a wide receiver. Did he ever did Kyle ever give him a snap at wide receiver?
No, he didn't. He didn't. He might have been out there. He might have been out there doing the second, third string a couple of times, just lining up. But I mean, he got no targets. I mean, Rumble, you don't never know what you have until you know what I'm saying. Let me tell you something. Special teams is a big part of the NFL. If people think special teams is not, you're sadly mistaken.
With a bad special team.
You're sadly mistaken. Even with all the rule changes and them damn near kicking the ball out of the end zone, sometimes you get some kicks that can be returned. And that could be a game changer for you. You know what I'm saying? That could be the one. So, hey, I just, I'm so disappointed. Like I said, I knew it was coming. I knew Jalen Hurd was going to do this injury thing, go on IR, all that bullshit.
I knew he was going to make the team. I didn't know he was going to get to pick the IR this quick, but I knew he was going to make the team. I was more worried about Juwan Jennings. I said, now, you know what? Juwan Jennings has earned a spot on this team. Kyle.
He earned a spot.
Get 7 wide receivers. Yeah, he's on the team.
Exactly. He earned the spot. And it's a shame that we had to give up a kid that showed potential and end up holding the bag with nothing in it.
And now he's got to go play in that refrigerator in Chicago.
Well, Ronbo, I know you keeping it short and sweet tonight. I ain't going to hold you. I was about to go to bed, and I got my notification that you was on. I said, no, let me chime in on this one because once again, Kyle Shanahan. Once again.
Oh, God. Well, you should have heard earlier, Tony went down a list of players that the 49ers shot and missed.
Should have made the roster.
No, that shouldn't have been drafted to begin with. And that's a long list. in 3 years, 4 years, well, 5 years, I guess. So yeah, there's they got some things they need to work on as far as that goes. So, but Trez,
I can make that same list Tony made, and we'd probably be the same. It's a few of them that, yeah. And I was, and I made my mistake. Solomon Thomas was a mistake.
And Reuben Foster was too.
That,
and I was crazy about Reuben Foster. We all got behind some of these. Dante Pettis. So.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So
all right, Phil.
You're 100% right. All right, Ronbo, take it easy. Shout out to the TNT family, man. And we out of here, Ronbo. Have a good one. Thanks again.
You too, fam. Looking forward to the next time. Be back Friday if you got some time for us. All right.
All right. Okay. Have a good one.
There goes Trez. And we're going back to B-Ham one more time. Hey, B-Ham! Yeah, B-Ham's definitely. Oh, no, there he is. This rarely happens. B-Ham.
Yo.
B-Ham, you were asleep, weren't you?
Hey, what?
A hard-working man like you have a right to be asleep.
Yeah, man. Give me something good, Ronbo.
B-Ham, I can barely hear you, though. What are you doing for you?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Oh, that's better, yeah. Yeah, B-Ham, we did what... and the only reason I brought it up, and I'm not going to beat up on Jalen Hurd no more, because, you know, we got announced early today that Jalen Hurd, his tendonitis was flaring up on him, and doesn't look like he's going to be available for this weekend, and is a candidate, according to Kyle Shanahan, to be put on the IR. And then Jimmy G went ahead and told everybody what Kyle refused to do.
Him first.
Huh?
So we should have had Benjamin, and Jalen Hurd should have been cut, and he should have been put on the practice squad.
Yeah, it's isn't it?
I don't
think
know, man.
Kyle's worried about somebody taking him off the practice squad, but honestly, I thought that might be a possibility too, but probably not. Nobody, especially now. You know, this is like, you got to get your 53, and you're hard enough trying to find spots on your 53. I'm going to go steal Jalen Hurd off your practice squad and put him on my 53. If you're so worried about it, every Tuesday, put him on the protection list. So, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. I didn't know about the protection list till I heard about what they did with Kevin Benjamin, but, you know, I'm cool with that. Because right now we need it, man.
Yeah, Travis
but,
playing
hey, we went and got us a quarterback, man. If we go out here and don't attract us no speed, man, we're going to have some real problems. What we're going to do this year. But I believe, like, you know, next year or whatever, man, we're going to really have to really look forward into trying to get us a receiver or something that everybody is comfortable with, and hopefully we can get them early.
And we done passed up on them how many years? Somebody mentioned it earlier, Bingham, and you probably agree. Kyle picks receivers, and everybody actually on his team offensively, he picks them for them being a fit to his offense. And until if he can continue to do that, see, he picked Jalen Hurd because he looked at all the things that Jalen Hurd brings to the table. He says, "No, that's my dude." But he didn't look at anything beyond that, probably. And Jalen Hurd probably would have been awesome had he could stay on the field, though. So I kind of agree with that. But there were some more receivers.
And he basically like Jimmy, huh?
Yeah, well, you know,
basically like they say Jimmy is.
Yeah,
can't
great,
stay on
but
the
he can't
field,
stay on
right?
the field. We could have went after DK. Hey, BM, you know what? Because I can't answer this question because I love me some Debo. But if you got Debo sitting there right now that we know now, you got Debo and you got DK. Which one you taking if you had to draft tomorrow?
If we could do it all over, I would go with DK. I ain't heard about him being injured.
Ever.
I love Debo. I love what Debo is doing. But he been injured too. You know, Kittle. I mean, you know,
all our
every
guys.
pick ain't gonna be every pick ain't gonna be these guys coming out of college, you know.
Be him. All of our guys.
You can't tell you can't tell what we're gonna get out of a draft pick.
I know.
until you actually get them. And everybody is not the same, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, all of our guys being injured, that ought to let you know there's something going on with the athletic trainer or something.
Or something. We did pretty good this year, though. We didn't get wiped all the way out yet.
So far, so far. We gotta hope, man.
God, well, you know, it's so funny.
I hope we.
Trey Lance almost. He only hurt his finger, fortunately. He almost, because I saw him throwing the ball today, so I think he's going to be okay. But that almost happened. And, you know, because Elway had that same problem years ago, and it took him out for half the season. So, you know, that injury is not what I thought it was. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah. And man, I hope he don't have too much problems. Hell, I hope we really don't have to depend on Trey Lance this year. I don't see why we would have to depend on him unless Jimmy got hurt.
Well, see, there's the key words, because you know he has been getting hurt. But you know, maybe this will be 2019 and he doesn't get hurt, because it seems like Jimmy's going to be every other year I get hurt. So yeah, Lance will be in there. He's got to learn. He's got to get used to the NFL speed, though. He's going to be taking snaps. I don't know how often and when, but he'll be out in the field, though. Because he's going to be the guy next year. Unless, I tell you what, B-Ham, if the 49ers go to the Super Bowl this year, though, people need to brace themselves, because Jed York is probably not going to agree to Jimmy G leaving. I'm just thinking, that's going to be interesting. We'll see.
I don't believe he will either. I really don't believe he will let that man walk if he go out there and probably make it to a Super Bowl.
Because it would be a PR nightmare. 49ers, we went to the Super Bowl. Jimmy G went out there and they won. And then they said, we can't afford to keep him. And now you know how some people are. They're not going to look. Because actually, if Jimmy G wins the Super Bowl next year, B-Ham, we cannot afford him. Because if he needs an extension, he's going to need to get top dollar, which now is up around 40 mil. Even if you get 37, 38, it's going to be somewhere in there. You don't win a Super Bowl, don't get paid. So, you know, it would be a problem for the 49ers. They actually have to get rid of him next year if that happens.
Right. Well, I thought he was getting paid like 35 already, right?
No, he's at 27.
He getting paid like 35 million a year?
27.
Maybe 27.
So,
Well,
so if he does really well,
we're gonna have to do something.
And I tell you what, Washington football team, they will be on him like white on rice. Jimmy, you look good in that Super Bowl. And with our defense and what we're putting together here, you got Super Bowls to go for the next 3 years. What do you think? Jimmy, 42. Really? 42.
Yeah.
There. You know? So, you know, he's gone.
And I believe it can work. But you want me to tell you something I'm mad about? You know, everybody was talking about Julio Jones, this, that, and third. You see that the Titans then restructured his contract here recently.
A.J. Brown.
And they didn't just say the whole. I just seen it where they supposed to been saying a whole chunk of change by restructuring his deal.
It's all depends on the agent if they'll go for it. Now they got A.J. Brown and Julio. People say you got Tannehill for a quarterback. Damn that! If he's got A.J. Brown and Julio, boy, somebody's in trouble. And then he's got Derrick
Henry coming out the back.
Oh, I don't want to play that team, B-Ham. You know, I am concerned about that week.
Hey, we got him 2 days before Christmas.
Jesus. All right, you know what,
man? So,
man, I hope we're not in a dogfight. NFC West, if it depends on us winning that game, because I believe in our team, but my God. Anyway, fam.
Yeah. I think it'll be a lot of film out by then. So
I know, right? We just got to get Tannehill. Right. Drop Tannehill's butt, and that's the key to that game. Do not let him get off. Anyway.
Well, look at it like this, Ronbo. Look at it like this. Our defense actually played good last year with Bosa and Sherman. All of those guys gone. We still competed last year. We was in a lot of games. It was just
couldn't produce
the
points.
backup bums at quarterback we had. You know what I'm saying? But
couldn't produce no points.
Maybe we don't have to worry about that this year.
No, as long as we stay healthy, we got plenty of people now. Well, being always a pleasure, fam. Football seasons, I know I'm going to hear you more often now. We're going to go. I'll be back Friday for you to get in here and give me your score.
We'll do, man. No problem.
All right, BM. Have a good night, fam.
All right, man. You be easy out there, my boy.
You too. Night, fam. There goes Big Ham. And there's Big Show. Says Debo was taken round 2, pick 36. DK was taken round 2, pick 64. They were both 2 second-round picks, huh? Seattle didn't move in front of us to take DK. You know what? I go down on record. You know I was hollering, screaming about DK way before that draft. I was more worried about the cone drill. I never take the combine seriously again. Steven Hernandez! Steven! I want to retract my statement about Lance. I'm all for him. But I get worried Kyle and Rich will run him by making him something he's not. Yeah, ruin him. Yeah, I see what you mean, ruin him. There is that possibility. Because when you watch film of him at North Dakota State, he ran the ball a lot. I mean, a lot. So I was wondering about, he runs a lot. See, this is what Kyle knows what he's getting here. And then when he gets to Santa Clara, now Kyle, But this is why Kyle, and they've always called him a raw project. So Kyle is going to, and like Steven says, Kyle's going to first make him negotiate from the pocket. He's got a huge arm. So let's go ahead and use that. And now you're not Lamar Jackson. You're going to be Russell Wilson. Mahomes to a degree, dangerous. More like Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson will get on his horse on your butt in a minute, right? Well, this is what Trey's got the capability of doing, because Trey's much more of an athlete than Mahomes is, right? So if he can put that big arm to work and still be able to run, and like they were pointing out the other day in that RPO he did, where the left guard was standing there waiting for him when he handed that ball off to Mostert. See, there's some things they have to compute for the NFL. Look, pull it back. There's a hole over here that's a mile wide. Most is going to be fine. He's going to get some yards, but you're going to the end zone. Go left. Those are the things he's got to still learn. He'll learn it, but you can't expect him to learn it like that. He needs a few minutes, and then we're going to have a monster. But he is going to have to learn how to negotiate from pocket, and I think Shannon's going to get that done. So we'll see that coming up in the near future. So, anyway, hey fam, I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and get on my horse and look for you Friday. It's gonna be fun tomorrow night. You know what, boy, I may have to come in right after the game so we can laugh at them boys. Boys, where? Anybody see Texas? Where is Texas, boy? Texas boy better not show up in it today. He knows. See you tomorrow, fam. And thanks for the contribution tonight. And them likes. I love me some likes. I know. Oh.